It's senior day here in Carrollton, Georgia, as the University of West Georgia Wolves tangle with the Utah Tech Trailblazers in a battle of Division I FCS football programs here on ESPN Plus in the United Athletic Conference. Patrick Edson along with my colleague Parker Gore. And Parker, the Wolves looking for an opportunity to double their win total here after a successful year two in the United Athletic Conference.
Yeah, I mean, what a turnaround for the Wolves going into this year. I mean, 7-3 as of right now. Going through the motions right now, so with Utah Tech is labeled as a trap game for West Georgia coming into this one.
And both teams have excellent players to watch, Parker, and none other than for the Wolves, it's quarterback Davin Widener.
Yeah, Davin's had an amazing game last time out, almost 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, an accurate passer, likes to do it with his legs too. A big playmaker for West Georgia.
And then for the Utah Tech Trailblazers, it's an exciting running back in Asa Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman, a young guy, only a redshirt freshman in his second season, but man, he has lit it up. 50 yards last time out, 4 catches for 33 yards. He can do it everywhere, 1 touchdown. Dude's a young guy, but that makes him unpredictable.
This is the final contest of the regular season for the Wolves as they will wrap up. Win or lose today, Joel Taylor looking to double that win total from year one, while the Utah Tech Trailblazers will go home for the final weekend of their regular season next weekend as they will host the Eastern Kentucky University Colonels. And there's a look at Davin Widener there on your screen, the quarterback and one of the captains for the Wolves here this afternoon. And those captains, Bryce Dickerson, Davin Widener, Rob Johnson, Kiari McClure, and the injured TJ Lockley. And then on the other side of the football, Asa Chapman, Nolan Reynolds, and Justin Houston are the captains for today's game. And as you see, the players out on the field getting ready for today's exciting matchup. The Trailblazers now full team making their way down the hill. Parker, the Wolves have 21 seniors, a nice senior class in this group this season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A senior class that has led a plethora of big plays for this team. A lot of players on offense, not just on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side as well. They play hard, and they use that veteran presence, especially in this game. And it's just a complete flip. Utah Tech comes in with a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomore, a lot of young talent on that team. But again, like I said about Asa Chapman, that just makes you more unpredictable, as this game can be labeled as a trap game. Coming into this one 2-8, Utah Tech, they have been keeping the defense on a high note this season, keeping scores low and keeping games close. Haven't been able to get the results they want, but if they can learn how to finish, they can get a ball game win here, especially on a long road trip like all the way down to Carrollton, Georgia.
That's right. It's a long way to St. George, Utah for these Trailblazers. They were founded back in 1911, and their enrollment is a little over 13,000 students. Brooks the Bison is the mascot for the Trailblazers, and their red, navy, blue, and white colors represented here in their uniform this afternoon. And it will be the Wolves who will be kicking, so they will get the second half kicked off, and Simon Zaidan lines it up, and he'll be kicking it deep to the Trailblazers here this afternoon. And back deep to receive for the Trailblazers is Jakeo Mitchell along with Breton Stone. So here we go, Zaidan, and we're underway for the finale in 2025 for the Wolves, and it is through the back of the end zone, and that's where the Trailblazers will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is going to be a big offensive drive to open up the game for the Trailblazers. They've got to find a rhythm quickly if they want to remain in this game. Their defense really does a lot of the talking for their team. It really relies on the offense to make those plays and be the difference maker in this ball game than your other games you've had so far this season.
On offense, they score an average of 18.2 points per game, and their rushing offense averages 134 yards a game. So we'll have to see what they bring out here. Lance Anderson, as his Trailblazers are on the field, and it will be a handoff to the tight end coming around the corner, and the Wolves snuff it out quickly as Kiari McClure along with Micah Thurman, Jay Carter welcome the ball carrier.
Yeah, and that was Eric Olson on that carry right there for the Trailblazers. They're going to use him a lot today. They love their tight ends. They love their short games. And if you love your short game, you're going to be using your running backs and your tight ends very frequently. Don't expect any shortage of that here today, using that big physical group they've got.
4 wide out formation here now for the Blazers on 2nd and long. And now we'll get a whistle and a flag. It looks like that's going to be an illegal or false start, I should say. And that'll back them up behind the sticks further, Parker.
Yeah, and this was one thing that Coach Anderson really doesn't want. It's those roadblocks in the middle. And now you just turned a second, what was already 2nd and long after another tackle for loss for the Wolves. Now it's 2nd and very long coming up here. Now can your quarterback settle in? He's a young guy too. We'll see if he can really find how he can get this offense to work downfield.
Yeah, Utah Tech averaging 6 penalties per game. That's 61st in the NCAA this season. And on 2nd down, it will be the quarterback keeping the football here as Bronson Barbin, I should say, with his first carry of the afternoon.
Yeah, Barbin, a hometown kid from St. George, Utah, getting an opportunity this season as a redshirt freshman to get quality reps at quarterback. He's done so far this year. He's had ups and downs this season, but man, he's got some elite talent bases that he could really thrive off of.
So it'll be 3rd and long now, and that's, if you're Joel Taylor and the Wolf defense, that's where you want this Trailblazer offense.
Watch that penetration up front. West Georgia likes to get pressure on the quarterback, especially on 3rd down.
And they're coming hard up the middle, set up a nice middle screen. The pass is caught there by Chris Street, but he will be well short of the 1st down, and the Wolves will get that 3 and out on this opening drive, forcing a punt by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, David Hogue, a defensive lineman, coming all the way across the field just to make that play. The throw was to Chris Street. And I said they were going to dial up the pressure, and you know how you counter that pressure? With a screen pass. Utah Tech did that, but man, good awareness by West Georgia to keep their eyes on the ball, keep the eyes on the ball carrier, and getting the tackle for a 4 and out.
Jalen Burton back deep to receive for the Wolves, and he'll be taking it from the punter Ryan Marks. That's a nice high spiraling kick, and Burton will field it at the 30, and he'll be tackled immediately. Nice special teams play there by the Trailblazers, as that looks to be their all-everything defensive back, Justin Houston, on special teams.
Yeah, Justin Houston had some help from the tight end Brody Monson on that special teams play. Certainly a big emphasis in this game is special teams and how you can set yourself up for success with field position, and that's something West Georgia's got a good bit of here to start their first drive. Davin Widener's a really big player for this Wolves team. He passed it a lot last week. We'll see if he changes that and uses his legs a little more.
All right, first series for the Wolves, and all of a sudden they flip the formation at the line of scrimmage. Latrell Morrell to his right, and it will be Morrell, the ball carrier. A nice run there on 1st down.
Yeah, Latrell Morrell, a really big back for West Georgia. Had a huge week last week for the Wolves, had over 100 yards on the ground. Just doing it all himself. He had 128 yards on the ground and a touchdown, averaged 8 yards per carry. And these are just a young players, just a plethora of young running backs in this game for both teams.
They came out with a double tight end set there, did the Wolves, and they do here on 2nd down. Dickerson on one side, Ritchie on the other. And Widener looking to throw, and his pass is caught by the outside receiver, Jordan Dees. And that will be enough for West Georgia 1st down.
Yeah, great job by those double tight ends. And it was a big pressure coming off of every angle right there towards Davin Widener. It was a close-in play. They left zero contained. They were going straight for the quarterback. Good idea for Widener to just stay balanced, stay calm, get the slant route. He knew it was going to be open for Jordan Dees. He's been his go-to guy in those short route scenarios.
1st down for the Wolves here in their first possession of this afternoon. Morrell running off that right side of the line of scrimmage behind David Ebamenya and Cedric Richardson.
Yeah, that offensive line for West Georgia's had a lot of changes in this year so far, and they are looking for this group to kind of perform today for Latrell Morrell behind him, try and get some gaps so they can get some big runs for number 1 in the backfield.
2nd down now. We'll call it 2nd and about 6. Widener with time, and he gets it outside. The pass is completed to Jacob Ritchie, and that'll be another Wolves first down.
Yeah, one thing about these two tight ends you'll see on these plays, Jacob Ritchie and Bryce Dickerson, both transfers from Wofford. That time, leaking out into the flat was Ritchie. He was wide open to get that easy first down for West Georgia. Now that pass is starting to work in a lot. Davin Widener starting to get comfortable in the pocket.
Ritchie, the man in motion. And it will be Morrell trying to find the left side, and they do a nice job penetrating there, Parker. And Morrell has nowhere to go.
Yeah, this run defense is incredible for Utah Tech. They've been stopping the run all year long, really. If you trail back earlier to the first game against UC Davis, they were leaving nothing unanswered as far as how they play against the run. And that was just an incredible tackle by Will Olivayo right there.
So it will be a loss on first down for the Wolves. We'll call it 2nd and 14. A beautiful afternoon for football here at Ray Lynn Field. Widener drops. Plenty of time. Now he'll try to improvise coming here to this near side, and he'll throw it down the sideline and just out of bounds, incomplete.
Smart decision to throw it away. Good pocket awareness, too, by Davin Widener to get outside the pocket. And I'll say on the other side, good pressure shown right there by Utah Tech. Made the quarterback escape and forced him to throw it out of bounds for an incomplete pass. It's 3rd and long.
This Utah Tech defense will be tested this afternoon. Justin Houston along with Brandon Jackson on that front. He's the big nose guard lined up over Elijah Ruiz. And now on 3rd down, a nice run there by Latrell Morrell.
And that just got a big chunk of yardage. So now West Georgia has a little more thought. Are they going to go for it on 4th down? They're keeping that offense out on the field, Patrick.
Yep, here we go. 4th, we'll call it about a long 3, Parker. Trips wide receivers on the right side of the formation. And then Jordan Dees here on this near side in a one-on-one situation. And now they will play the chess game, Parker. Realign on the defensive end. Widener with time, and now he's got pressure. He gets away from it, and wide open in the flat is Dees, and he has it for the West Georgia first down. As he goes inside the 25, nice play there by Davin Widener to extend the play.
No doubt, and he noticed that his wide receiver was not where the first down marker was, and he said, go upfield just a tad, get that first down. What a play by the quarterback, Davin Widener, being that leader, waving his man downfield to say, hey, go get the first down, and he did. Jordan Dees, what a play.
1st and 10 Wolves now as they are in the red zone. Widener drops again with time, and now he's just going to throw it away. It looks like maybe the play was somehow a little busted, and it looks like there's a nope, 2nd down.
Could have been a little bit of discussion there for intentional grounding, but they're not going to let that go.
I was anticipating it. Yep, you're right.
But it looks like that was kind of trying to be a design screen pass over towards DeAndre Buchanan, and they lined up a O-lineman out wide. It just didn't work right there. Play call, but they can reset here on 2nd down.
Yep, a little wrinkle that did not work, and now 2nd down. Widener into the middle of the field. That's Owen Dupree. And Dupree will have a first down inside the 10, 1st and goal for the Wolves.
Yeah, Owen Dupree, a familiar name for this West Georgia team, leads them in touchdown catches. Had 2 of them in one game this season, 2 big ones at that. He's going to have a lot of motion here in today.
Morrell, the carry on 1st and goal, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Latrell Morrell makes it 6-0 Wolves. Nice run play there, Parker.
No doubt about it, though. Line up front, got a push, and Latrell Morrell saw it and just said, I'm going to go full speed ahead, leave the steam behind me. He did so and never stopped moving forward until he crossed that plane, falling forward for the touchdown.
A nice opening drive by the Wolves, and it will be Tommy Holden on for the point after attempt. That's right. Oh. Now they're going to take a look at the last touchdown They're going to see maybe if Morrell may have gone down, I would suspect, Parker, before the ball crossed the plane there.
Yeah, Patrick, that's exactly what they're going to look at right here. They're going to see if Latrell Morrell maybe had a knee, elbow, or a hip down before he went into that end zone. It looked pretty close from our angle up here, but I think this one might just stand here if the Wolves can find their way into the end zone. The only thing stopping them looks like it's going to be the refs, but I think this one is going to stand.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what that replay might look like. Once again, the standard is clear and convincing evidence to overturn, and so we'll have to see what the white hat sees under the hood.
Yeah, it looked like he rolled over what was a Utah Tech defender, and that's what got them the touchdown, rolling over and keeping that arm extended with his helmet and scoring. But with a review right here, it could be just a ball on the 1 yard line. West Georgia's got 3 downs to do it, though. If it is towards Utah Tech, then it's not like the Trailblazers are getting gifted with a good scenario.
No, that is for sure. That'll be first and goal. Well, no, second down, I should say, because it was first and goal. So, all right, so they're spotting it. I think maybe the review, we're going to get back and have a touchdown. Let's see what we hear from the white hat. All right, so it looks like the ruling on the field stands, and it is a touchdown for Latrell Morrell. And now we will go to the point after attempt by Holden. On that drive, Parker was 11 plays, 67 yards in 5 minutes and 2 seconds. That's the way you draw it up if you're head coach Joel Taylor.
Yeah, slow and methodical always works.
Oh, and a bad snap, and now they'll pick it up, try to improvise here, and he just throws it out of bounds there, as it was a rolling snap back to Nolan Harris, and he is unable to get the snap down. And so it'll stay 6-0 here in the first quarter from University Stadium. Welcome back, fans, and there is the man leading this Wolves program, Joel Taylor. He is in his second season here in West Georgia. Overall record of, whoa, I lost it, and now I no longer have it. However, he is in his second season, was a graduate of South Carolina State, and Coach Taylor career record is 11-6 here as the head coach.
Man, what a start he's had as a head coach, I will say. I mean, really invested in this Carrollton community too, doing an incredible job of just doing everything correct. But he's going to be leading this Wolves team for a long time.
All right, fans, back after this break.
Why am I West? It's simple, really.
I've had more hands-on experience here than I could have ever imagined.
The post-grad connections I've made in my personal and professional life are priceless.
At UWG, I discovered my personal strengths and what I could become as a student and as a graduate.
I am West because of the opportunities I've had to learn, to compete, and to find teammates who will be friends for the rest of my life.
Why am I West? Because of the support and flexibility I found here to make college work for me.
Because of the fulfillment I receive when guiding my students on their own unique journeys to success.
I'm telling y'all, it might just be Fried Chicken Wednesdays.
Division I Athletics.
We are ready to meet the world, and that's why
I am West.
This is the University of West Georgia.
I feel like UAC football is grit, determination, and fight because we got a lot of great teams in our conference.
I believe that there's guys all in this conference who can go play at the next level.
USC football is big-time football. A lot of great teams, a lot of good competition.
It's the most competitive conference, I think, in FCS football, and it's home to me.
It's competitive, it's exciting, it's a league to watch.
Anybody can win on any given week, so you better come prepared.
UAC football is nothing but competition. Endless fights, endless battles, endless wins, losses.
I think it's one of the top, if not the top, FCS football conference in the nation.
UAC football, to me, means rivalries and games every single year, multiple games that I circle on the calendar that I know are going to be so much fun because it's always nitty and gritty with them.
All right, fans, welcome back as it will be the second possession of the afternoon for the Trailblazers as the Wolves lead 6-0 after the Latrell Morrell touchdown and the failed extra point attempt. And on first down, Barbin gets the pass out to Asa Chapman out in the flat. Nice, good play there on first down, Parker, for the Trailblazers.
Yeah. Got stopped short. Asa Chapman wanted to break that tackle so bad, but what a tackle right there by Jonell Figueroa, getting out in the flat as a safety on the other side of the field and getting him down with just the tip of the toes.
It's a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Wolves, or pardon, for the Trailblazers. Barbin in shotgun, 5 wide receivers in this formation, and they will go over to the far side of the field. Nice tackle there by Carson Yancey as the catch there was made by Olsen, Eric Olsen, the tight end. Short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1 here, Parker.
Yeah, now this is how big that front can West Georgia can be, going against a very, very heavy front of Utah Tech. This is what football's made for here on these short situations. Who can win in the trenches?
And on this battle in the trench, it appears it will be the Trailblazers. As a good hard run there by Asa Chapman does get the first down.
Yeah, that was a good lead block up front. And it really opened up a gap for Asa Chapman, even to get 2 yards. That's all they needed, and it worked to perfection. It was Cade Draper who led the way right there. That's a fellow freshman, so freshman helping a freshman get that first down.
And fresh bodies along that front for the West Georgia Wolves on this new series on first down. Courtney Kelly at that right end. And again, Chapman running on that side of the field, but it will be Jay Carter bringing him down. Man, he was able to run free on that one along and get the tackle there for the Wolves.
Yeah, Jay Carter with an incredible pursuit tackle as a linebacker, having to chase a small, fast guy. A very elusive guy in Asa Chapman is always a tough task, but man, even with the size of Jay Carter, he moved them legs and got that pursuit on tap.
Trayshawn Moore was also there to help clean it up for the Wolves. It'll be a gain of 3 for Chapman. And now Barman changing the play at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get whistles And now it's a delay of game against the offense. So the offense, Barband not recognizing where the play clock was, and that's going to cost them 5 yards.
Well, they were subbing out that jumbo group, and it looked like it just took a little too long for them to sub in the new group after the guys that were in checked out.
So after a 3-yard gain on first down, that puts them behind the sticks, 2nd and long here. And it'll be Chapman again off that left side, and he finds a crease outside, and he'll be driven out of bounds once again. Jay Carter, and it appears Jay Carter is going to be following Chapman all over the field this afternoon.
Yeah, no doubt. Jay Carter and Micah Thurman are those two outside, or I should just say lone linebackers for West Georgia. They usually like to play a third linebacker, but he's closer to the line. They're going to be chasing him down all day long. Asa Chapman's just going to try and make him tired.
So a nice gain of about 9, but it still makes it 3rd and 4. And now a botch snap. Barband, though, able to pick it up. Barband, I should say. And his pass is incomplete, almost intercepted as Jalen Burton jumped in front of the route and just about came away with the game's first takeaway.
Yeah, if that was a Coach Anderson after that play, he would be red-faced, no doubt about it. One of his emphases on practice this week was eliminating the turnovers, especially in pressure situations like that, when you have a bad snap, especially on 3rd down. But they're lucky to get away with a punt here, maybe pin West Georgia deep if they can after the almost interception there by Jalen Burton.
And Mark's now back, and again another nice high spiraling kick, and it will go into the end zone, and that will be a touchback, and the Wolves will have it coming back 1st and 10. With 3:58 left to go here in the first. And we will be back, folks, after these messages here on ESPN+. All right, fans, welcome back. 6-0 Wolves as we start another drive here for the Wolves after the punt at their 20-yard line. Widener now with Morrell behind him. And Buchanan, the man in motion. Morrell, a nice carry on first down for a gain about 5.
Expect no shortage of Latrell Morrell today. They love to run that ball, especially if they have the option to. Now, if Utah Tech can somehow take away that option and force the pass, that would set up better for that defense of Utah Tech if they can keep their secondary strong.
It'll be 2nd and 6 now. 2 wide receivers here to this near side of the field. And Davin Widener quickly throws out. Davion Newsom was the catch by the receiver. Has a big hit there by Justin Houston.
Yeah, Houston's an experienced guy out there. Really, he really makes up with whatever he has on the field with his size, with his grit. And he laid into that hit right there on Newsom. But now, big 3rd and short coming up here.
So early 3rd down conversion opportunity for the Wolves. And Widener hands it to Morrell. And good penetration there by the Trailblazers. And I believe he may be short of the first down, Parker.
Yeah, I knew that rushing defense was going to come in and have a field day today if they were going to keep running the ball right up the gut. And that time they keyed in on it. But looks like it's 4-down territory right here for West Georgia. It looks like they're going to keep that offense on the field.
Yeah, it's 4th down, and we'll call it less than a yard here, Parker. So wonder if we might try to see the Wolves offense draw an aggressive front 4 of the Trailblazers offside here. And it looks like we get some movement there on the left side of the line for the Wolves.
Offense, number 70. It's a 5-yard penalty.
And that was on Sam Regina, the senior, and that will bring out the punting unit for the Wolves, as it will be Riley Mason.
Just a tough break right there. You actually had an opportunity to get the first down if you wanted to. It looked like Davin Widener was maybe thinking about a sneak play, but you're trying to draw a jump and you end up jumping. That's just opposite rules right there.
Back deep to receive the punt for the Trailblazers, Jakeo Mitchell, as he stands at about the 30, and it's a nice high punt by Mason, and it will be fair caught at the 27-yard line for the Trailblazers, and that's where they'll take over on for first down.
Their first defensive drive where they stood up, but now you hand that ball back to your offense and you say, hey, let's get a score here. They want to score early. They don't want to make this game a little too late scenario in the second half. If you're that offense of Utah Tech, you've got to have trust in your quarterback and you've got to find your playmakers. Not much room for the wide receivers to work here today, I will say.
Yeah, Bronson Barbin, 3 of 4 so far on the afternoon, but only 15 yards total. He looks left side, and that's pass is complete there. Nice play there. And that's his longest reception of the afternoon, Josh Rylos.
Yeah, another one of those young guys, Josh Rylos from Golden, Colorado, making them work right there. And this is the biggest chunk play they've had all day. So can they keep that momentum working?
2nd down and 2 now. And Chapman, no pardon. Good run there, as that was Chris Street. And that'll be enough for the first down for the Trailblazers.
Well, that's the dynamic they have, the Trailblazers in the backfield. They've got a freshman leading it off and then seniors behind them trying to work with the power backs. And that time it was Chris Street, the redshirt senior, getting the ball and pushing forward. First down, a good-looking offensive drive here so far for the Trailblazers.
Olsen in motion, and Barbin will fake to Olsen, and he'll look to go down deep, and he's got a man, and it is incomplete. As the receiver on that play there, True Tanner, did have a step on the defender for the Wolves, Jalen Burton. But the ball, just not the best thrown ball there, Parker.
Well, it looks like Barbin wanted to go outside, but True Tanner was trying to push a post route inside. So it was just a miscommunication between quarterback and wide receiver. He wanted outside. Tanner wanted it inside with the step. just a simple miscommunication, something you can patch up later on in the game, but it's only first down. Now you're on second down, and now a new quarterback.
Yep, as I believe that is Reggie Graff now into the game, and he's going to hand it off here to Asa Chapman.
Yeah, they like to run a lot of option here with Reggie Graff. You see it all year on their film. When number 5 comes in, they want to push the rock upfield and run the ball heavily. We'll see if they keep Graff on the field. It looks like they will, but they love to run the ball with him. He's very speedy at quarterback, very good athlete, I will say.
Yeah, they've lined him up in multiple locations over the last several weeks, some at wide receiver, but today it looks like he's going to have some more opportunities as a quarterback. That's the end of the first quarter, and 6-0. No, it's not the end of the first quarter. 1:50 left to go. That's my pardon, my bad. But we do have a timeout here on the field.
Easy mix-up. We were looking at the monitor. It said 0-0-0.
Yes. So,
but yeah, a timeout right here while the big third down coming up for Utah Tech. They're going to try and talk this one over quite a bit, try and figure out what their offense is going to look like when they come back out on the field. And one of the big things Coach Anderson was talking about before this game, he was talking about how the emphasis on execution under pressure has been such a big thing. And that's what's going to show up here on these 3rd and 4th downs that the Trailblazers have to deal with, trying to work it downfield. They've got to get that consistency going, especially on the field against a really tough West Georgia team at home.
Yeah, in my conversations with Coach Anderson earlier in the week, he said in the latter part of this season, he's just really trying to get his team to focus on the execution part of playing football. So hopefully they'll look to do that here on this key 3rd down. Next here, and ESPN Plus. What happened to the away coach? So he's got a bald Welcome back as we do, in fact, start the second quarter, Parker, after a 6-0 lead for the Wolves, with the Trailblazers looking for an early third down conversion here in this second quarter. Barbin drops, and he throws, but it is low and short, incomplete. Eric Olson, the intended receiver. Micah Thurman in the area for the Wolves, and it'll be fourth down.
Just a heavy-set quarterback throw right there, and he just looks like the release just wasn't quite there to try and get it done.
And there is Lance Anderson in his second season as the head coach of the Trailblazers. You may be familiar with Lance Anderson, as he was the interim head coach at Stanford back at the end of the 2022 season, as he was the associate head coach under then head coach for the Cardinal, Willie Shaw. The punt now is away from Jalen Burton, and they'll mark it out of bounds. And Anderson really in a rebuild here, Parker, with Utah Tech.
Yeah, and that's just investing in your young core, and that's exactly what Lance Anderson's done here so far. He's got so many young guys on this team. Only his second season, you know, it's sparse up in Utah sometimes with the transfers. There's only 2 major schools up there. I should say 3, Utah State, Utah, and BYU.
Right.
So it's hard to find guys that want to transfer. It's easier to find those guys in the South than Georgia, like with West Georgia. They'll find guys from South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, and everywhere along this state line, but I imagine it's pretty hard up north. But, man, he's got a good group of guys all from on that west side of the country.
TJ Lester now into the ball game for the Wolves. Morrell had a very productive first quarter, 7 carries for 31 yards. And this time Widener fakes to Lester, and he's going to look to throw deep down that left sideline, and the pass is incomplete. Lots of tugging and hand fighting over there between Jordan Dees and the defender back there for the Trailblazers, as tight coverage and no call there, Parker.
I don't know. That looked to be his equal contact right there. Both of them were kind of hugging at each other and fighting with hands, so that's up in the air.
Yes, back there defending Devin Perkins for the Trailblazers, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Widener now taking his time. Plenty of time here, but backing up, and now he'll just throw it out of bounds, incomplete. TJ Lester was in the area, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Wolves.
Yeah, just nothing developing right there on the routes. He tried to lead someone forward upfield, but nobody took the bait and went with it, so just an errant pass that just landed right before it went out of bounds.
So a big 3rd down here. Widener so far this afternoon, 5 of 9 for 49 yards. Lester to his right. 4 wide receivers in this formation. Parker, 3 on the far side, 1 here on the near. Again, the Wolves taking their time, and it'll be Lester out of the backfield, but nice tackle over there on that side of the field by the Trailblazers, as that was
Jay Sweeten on that tackle.
Yep.
Just another guy. We saw him earlier in the season. He stepped up in a big way for this defense, especially in the solo tackles. Man, that was just pure right there. Was the only man that could have beat TJ Lester right there. They got him not just for that one, but for a loss.
So Riley Mason stands inside his 5 here to punt the football away. And again, a nice high, but a little short punt, and it's over towards that far side. Fielded cleanly there by the returner, Jakeo Mitchell. And that'll be excellent field position here for the Trailblazers. And we'll be back here at Carrollton.
Welcome to the University of West Georgia. Now that you're part of the pack, let's take a look at how the Wolf experience will help you thrive.
At UWG, you're never just a number. Professors know your name, and there are countless ways to be involved in the community. You'll make friends that you'll have for the rest of your life.
La Universidad de West Georgia lanzó mi carrera. Las conexiones y experiencias que hice son inolvidables. Once a Wolf, always a Wolf.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm proud to be an alumni of the University of West Georgia and to own a business right here in downtown Carrollton. Welcome to the pack.
At UWG, we pride ourselves on fostering an engaging academic environment where you'll gain hands-on experience that will serve you well after graduation.
Welcome to the PAC! We are so excited to welcome you to UWG.
It's an incredible time to be a part of the PAC as we elevate to NCAA Division I athletics.
The memories and friendships I made at UWG are some of the best in my life. The university not only prepared me for my career, but also taught me the value of giving back to my community.
So my time here at UWG was transformative. It gave me the skills and foundation to start my own business, West Georgia Cornhole and Titan Bags. Welcome to the PAC.
As you embark on this exciting journey, remember that we are here for you every step of the way. Together, we'll make your time here unforgettable.
Together, we are the PAC. Go West and go Wolves.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All right, fans, welcome back. And series history, UWG leads that 1-0 as it was a 34-31 win on the road last year for the Wolves. It was their first United Athletic Conference victory in program history.
Yeah, that was a very historic win for West Georgia last year, but now it's a little different. They've won a lot of their UAC games so far this season. And they try to continue that here against Utah Tech once again, but not for their first, but for a couple more.
Asa Chapman, the ball carrier there, gaining 5 on first down. 4, I should say, 2nd and 6. Bronson Barbin, 4 of 7, but only 23 yards so far here in this first half. And a nice run there. Good push by that offensive line up front, Parker.
Indeed, indeed. It's going to be a story of how that front can really win the day. And that was Chris Street, I believe, on that run. If not, it was Brett
Stone, I believe.
And Brett Stone is just another one of those older guys that likes to step in and take some of the power slack off of the young running back in Asa Chapman. Stone is such a big back for this team. Expect to see him a lot more in this second quarter. They like to rotate him out with timeliness.
Chapman, 5 carries, 19 yards. He is the leading rusher so far in this first half for the Trailblazers. Barbin drops, steps up into the pocket, and he will take off with it. And a nice open field tackle there. And that's the way you draw it up by Mighty Johnson, or Mighty Johnson with the tackle.
No, that's actually Darian Harden there.
Yes, Darian Harden. My apologies to Darian.
Yeah, Harden is another redshirt freshman. These freshmen have just been showing out for both of these squads. The Atlanta native going right down the street to Carrollton, Georgia, and he's finding some action here. Made a great solo tackle on the quarterback who had some room in front of him.
Saw 20, but it was 29. My apologies. 2nd down now and 8. Barbin looking to throw, and he does have a receiver open on that sideline. Nice catch there. And that'll be enough for a Utah Tech first down.
Shamar Garrett,
yep.
Shamar Garrett coming back from a couple weeks off with injury. They're glad to have him back. They were really short at the wide receiver position before this game. One of the kind of things of emphasis is how they can get that game working without these wideouts. And boy, they're making it work. They're inside the 25 now with wideouts.
And a nice run play there on first down. As I believe that is Asa Chapman.
Yeah, looks like Chapman a little slow to get up after that play, but man, he's such a tough kid. Coming in as a redshirt freshman and playing most of the snaps for this Utah Tech team. Such a big, I should say, example of how you should play football. The kid just does not like to go down, and he does not like to stay down on the ground if he does.
And that was Micah Thurman delivering the punishment at the end of that play. And now the run, good run there by Chris Street, but a very short gain of maybe 2, and that'll bring up 3rd down and medium for the Trailblazers.
This is where Lance Anderson's conversation of finishing drives comes into perspective. He needs them to get to work now and try and finish this drive with a touchdown. And with the extra point mishap earlier in the first quarter, they got a chance to take the lead if they could just get into the end zone. If not, they can cut it in half with a 3.
Carson Yancey on the tackle for the Wolves on that second down. And Barban will drop. And he looks and finds a man, and the ball comes out. It's stripped away, and it's taken by the Wolves. We'll see if it is a catch and a fumble. As the referees confer, it may be a situation, was it a football play after the catch? And from my angle, it definitely looked like a catch and then a strip.
They called it a fumble on the field,
yes,
Patrick.
They did, absolutely. There's the receipt. Yes, so the replay there, and it was a fumble. And it is recovered by the defense, and that is a first down for the Wolves. And Parker, I would imagine they're going to take a look at this just to make sure.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, with every turnover, you've got to. But, man, that is a gut punch for Lance Anderson and that Utah Tech team. The whole emphasis was finishing drive and eliminating turnovers, and that is just an example of the opposite of what that game plan was. But they're gonna take a quick look, I'm sure. And it is going to be reviewed here. They're going to take a look and see if that was a fumble.
Yeah, they're probably looking here, and here comes that replay here. Catch there. So Festus Davis there along with Trayshawn Moore ripping it out, and he's able to pick it up and run with it. So the question will be, Parker, whether or not he caught the football, brought it in, and made a football move, obviously.
It's if you're able to make a football move. That's the big question. Not if you do make a football move.
If you're able. Yeah.
And it looks like he took at least 4 steps before that ball was ripped out. So I think this one's going to be a fumble. I don't think they have any bounds to make this an incomplete pass. He catches it, takes it in, and is pushing upfield. That is going to be a fumble.
Yeah, no doubt about that. That will be a turnover. Nice defense there by the Wolves with 9:47 left to go. Trayshawn Moore stripping it out and able to hop on it. And like you said, Parker, Lance Anderson emphasizing finishing drives right now. And these are the types of plays that normally you would say a coach pulls their hair out. But poor Lance Anderson, he doesn't have any hair.
No, he doesn't, but he's going to figure out a way. Neither of these coaches can anymore. Joel Taylor,
yes,
he's a guilty party in that fact as well. But to say that these coaches have an emphasis on eliminating turnovers is an understatement. These coaches hate turnovers on the field, especially a Utah Tech team where turnovers have affected the endings of ball games, how ball games end out. So just a big, big margin right there to fill.
All right, so it's a catch and a fumble recovery. And it is a first down for the Wolves, and it'll be placed at the 11-yard line where the fumble was recovered by Trayshawn Moore. And a big play there for the defense.
Yeah, huge right there for Trayshawn Moore and company. Just remaining vigilant, seeing the ball and ripping it out. That spin move was kind of the death of how it was going to happen right there. But now this offense comes back onto the field with a score ahead. It's trying to make it a 2-score game now.
Trayshawn Moore now with 4 tackles and now a fumble recovery on the afternoon. TJ Lester now, nice run on first down. A good pulling play for that offensive line, Parker.
Yeah, simple toss out to the right, and TJ Lester's a really good back. He's just a freshman playing out of Milton High School, state champions last year when he was with them. And just a super talented back that went under the radar and went to West Georgia and is now having a stellar season as a freshman behind a sophomore in Latrell Morrell.
It'll be second down now. Second, we'll call about 5 after a good first down run. And Lester again, but this time the nice penetration there by the Trailblazers, and they're able to stop Lester as the initial tackle made there by Marley Sagapolu.
Yeah, still he got forward progress and got about 3 yards right there, but a good job by that Utah Tech front. We really emphasized how those guys up front can really manage how the run will go for West Georgia. That is one of the examples, but now a big 3rd and short coming up.
Lester still in the game here. 4 wide receivers on 3rd and short for the Wolves, and it will be Widener, and he'll just do the version of the Wolf push there, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Oh, yeah, he just had an offensive lineman falling in front of him. All he had to do was use him as a mattress, fall with him, and fall forward for the first down. Easy one right there, and a great lead block by the center for West Georgia, Elijah Ruiz.
Widener shaking his arm after that play. Maybe he got a little stinger, but he's okay. Going to stay in the game here on first down. That was his first run of the afternoon, Parker, as he gains 3.
Surprising for Davin Widener.
Yeah, usually higher number. And we might get to see that here on cue. Widener takes it, and he's going to slide down after a gain of about 2.
Yeah, and an easy slide to make right there if you're Davin Widener. You wanted to get out of the backfield with your life right there. They had 3 men just back there with no protection right there. I don't know if it was a lapse on the line for West Georgia or if they made a mistake on developing a play, but Widener had to run for his life right there. You don't want to have plays like that where your quarterback's in danger.
And he made a business decision and got down. It'll be 2nd and 8. 4 wide receivers once again in this second down play. Lester in motion out to the flat. Widener rolling, looking, and he'll just throw this out of bounds as nothing materialized. And it'll be 3rd and long for the Wolves.
Yeah, I got to give props to the secondary Utah Tech. They are playing this game clean and not giving up any big plays in the pass. Everything has got to be slow and methodical for West Georgia if they want to move downfield. And Utah Tech's doing a good job of preventing them of getting any traction passing the ball.
So it will be 3rd, and we'll call it 8. Midway through the second quarter. Wide receiver in motion on the outside. Widener drops, and now he's under pressure, and he'll take off and run up the middle, looking for that first down. Leans forward, and the ball comes loose there at the end of the run, and it appears to be a turnover for the Trailblazers.
Oh, boy. A big one to get back if they confirm this ruling on the field. Yeah, they proved that call. It's a fumble on the field. Utah Tech gets it back, but again, we'll see after they review it. They're going to have to take a look here.
And Widener coming over to the sideline gingerly, so we'll have to see. But we'll have more when we come back here.
I feel like USA football is grit, determination, and fight.
Welcome back as we are in a timeout. 6:54 left to go here in this first half. Patrick Edson and Parker Gore. There's head coach Joel Taylor and his team huddling over on the sideline as they are waiting the result of, I believe, a review now, as the referee is definitely under the hood. They're going to take a look at this last potential turnover for the Wolves on the fumble.
Yeah, it was very close to see if Davin Winder went down before he fumbled the football or not. We're going to take a closer look here to see if he just got that knee down. Man, that is bang, bang right there. Knee and ball coming out. If it's got to be undisputable. And if it ain't, then the call is going to stand.
All right, so again, very, very close call. It was ruled a fumble on the field, so it's purported to remember that as the referee and the replay official take a look at this, as Coach Anderson trying to maybe sneak a peek, if you will, of the conversation between the two officials. And both these teams, playing a pretty tight first half here, Parker, between both these teams.
Yeah, closer than most might think. West Georgia's had a lot of opportunities with the ball in their hand, but somehow, in some way, just somehow can't get any type of rhythm going on offense. And it looks like the punting team is coming back on the field for West Georgia, so if that's a sign of anything,
that'll be a huge break.
Yeah, that would be a huge break for West Georgia. Mason Riley can pin him probably deeper, but pending the ultimate call that we have not heard yet. We've got to get that call first, but if that's a sign of things to come, that West Georgia punt team's on the field, this one might be overturned.
Yeah, both these teams really struggling on third down, Parker, as they're both 1 of 5.
No, you're right about that, Patrick. These teams just got to find out how to convert on third downs, especially the third and long scenarios. We've seen penalties drive them back, but we'll see the call on the field now.
All right, so we didn't hear it, but he signaled fourth down. So the call is overturned. So it will be fourth down now, and Riley Mason in punt formation for the Wolves. Back deep to return Jakeo Mitchell, as this, I believe this is the third punt of the afternoon for Mason.
Yeah, punters getting busy in this game. They were busy last week in that same regard. These low-scoring affairs give the punter some love.
And now a nice high wobbly kick here by Mason, and quickly down, and Mitchell with the fair catch. And that's where the Trailblazers will take over first and 10 at about their 34-yard line. 6-0 Wolves here late in the first.
I feel like USA football is grit, determination, and fight, because we got a lot of great teams in our conference. I believe that there's guys all in this conference who can go play at the next level.
USC football is
all right, and we're back here. 6-0 Wolves. Trailblazers back on the field, and the pass is caught by Eric Olson. And that might be the longest pass play from scrimmage this afternoon, but there is a flag in the backfield, and it will be a hold, Parker.
Oh, man, that's a killer. That was the longest play from scrimmage up to this point in the game for either team. Man, that is a killer right there. Lance Anderson can't be happy as another miscue prevents their team from moving downfield. And that's a 10-yarder. That's no joke, especially on first down where you already got 10 yards to go. Now it's 1st and 20.
I've been impressed with Eric Olson so far here this afternoon for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, very physical, very athletic tight end, being the workhorse of this offense here so far in this game, in the passing game. He's going to look to keep it up.
Two-back sec this time around on 1st and long, and now Barbin looking to get up the middle, but he's going to go nowhere as he's brought to the ground there, as that will be a sack, I believe, up front.
Yeah, sack for no gain. He tried to get him back behind that line of scrimmage. If you do, it's a sack, and it's a sack for no gain right there. That's, I believe, Jeffrey Spate right there on the sack.
Leslie Black.
Leslie Black. Thank you, Patrick. Leslie Black.
So that'll be second down now, and we'll call it 2nd and about 25 after the 5-yard loss on 1st and 20. Barbin now in shotgun, empty back set, and a thunderous hit!
Oh my!
Woo! Jalen Burton comes up and lays the thunder.
You've got to be kidding me. He saw that play developing. Asa Chapman missed his block, and Jalen Burton made him pay for it. Oh, my goodness, what a hit.
Third down. I had to stand up, Parker. My back is hurting after that. My goodness. 3rd and 27 now, we'll call it.
How about the toughness of Shamar Garrett to get back up after that?
Yeah, big time. Barban drops. Under pressure, he's being chased by David Hogue, but he eludes him. And now, oh my goodness, Trayshawn Moore comes up with a big hit. And that'll be short of the first down by about a yard. Let's see what Lance Anderson decides to do here on 4th down.
If I'm Lance Anderson, I've got to keep it aggressive right here. Try and go for this 4th down conversion. You got bailed out with a fumble that turned into a punt for West Georgia, but doesn't look like he's going to take that route.
No, he doesn't want to give West Georgia the football in his own end late here in this first half. And so Parks will come back to punt, and back deep to return for the Wolves will be Jalen Burton. He's had himself a big afternoon so far, Parker, both in the defensive side and on special teams.
Yeah, doing a great job, and in the last couple minutes he's had some work to do.
And now we'll get a whistle. And delay of game against the Trailblazers. Don't know if that was by design or, once again, just poor execution in the game.
Yeah, it could be by design. You really don't know at some of these points in the game, but I don't think, even if it wasn't by design, I don't think they're too condemned with it. I think they're going to they have trust in their punter. He punted 7 times last week for almost 400 yards.
So Ryan Marks back. He stands. And now we get another whistle.
It just looks like a game clock issue they're trying to find out.
Yep. As there is a delay here in the game as they're trying to reset that game clock.
I think they're trying to reset it just back to 4 minutes on the dot. Yeah.
Perhaps.
And there it is.
Yep, 4 minutes. Yep, there we go. And now we'll blow it back in, and it will start on the snap. Marks now standing at his 21, gets it, and nice wobbly kick away from Burton, and Burton will fill it about the 15. He's across the 20, the 25, and he'll be tackled out of bounds over there. Again, another good special teams play. Both these teams right now really good on special teams, and we'll be back here in Carrollton. Welcome back to Carrollton. Wolves on top, 6-0, with 3:48 left to go here in this first half. as they will look to try to get some points before the end of the half. Latrell Morrell on first down. Nice run there of about 9 yards.
Yeah, he's a very explosive back, Latrell Morrell. Don't sleep on that kid. He can get it done. If he finds a gap, he's going to blitz through it.
He's got 8 carries now for 40 yards. And, of course, Joel Taylor and the Wolves looking to get some points here at the end of the first half as they will get the second half kickoff. If you could do a double-double, if you will, Hill Parker, and widen that lead.
Yeah, they're going to definitely try and do that. That's only going to set you up for more and more success.
2nd and 1, and good penetration there by the Trailblazers as it was blown up early there, and nowhere to go for Morrell on that play as it was blown up nicely there on the defensive side of the football by the Trailblazers. Nash Cooper.
Yeah, Nash Cooper and Mubarak Odubayi, who was back there as well. He had the initial penetration, had the linebackers to support. It really shook up that play.
Still 3rd and 1. Morrell will try it again this time. And fighting forward and gets the first down. Good second effort run there by Morrell.
Man, I have no idea how Morrell stayed on his feet right there. Penetrating right there was Devin Perkins. Had him right there. He's the 5th-year guy. Knows how to bring a guy down or two. Got in the backfield, and it worked to perfection right there.
So first down for the Wolves here. Owen Dupree split out wide. And now it's Morrell once again, and he bounces it outside. He's got the edge, and he's across midfield into Trailblazer territory and driven out of bounds at about the 35. A good run there for Morrell, his longest of the day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A big run for Latrell Morrell. He likes to work inside with the gaps, but if he finds one outside, he's going to try and take it all the way upfield as we hit that 2-minute timeout.
Brevin Chesnuka was on the defense, bringing Morrell down. So we're at that 2-minute timeout with the Wolves driving. Welcome back here to Carrollton at Rayland Field, University Stadium, where the Wolves lead 6-0. And at the 2-minute timeout, they're driving in Utah Tech Trailblazer territory. Patrick Edson and Parker Gore. And Morrell once again with a big hole off the right side, inside the 20, and he'll be brought down at about the 15-yard line. Another big run by Morrell.
Yeah, this has been the Latrell Morrell drive. He just had a run for 26 before the 2-minute timeout, and he gets another big one for, I believe, 20-plus again. 21 yards right there for Latrell Morrell. That's 47 yards in just the last 2 runs covered by one man, and that's number 1, Latrell Morrell.
So first down now and 10 at the 15. They are in the red zone and looking for more here at the end of this first half. And now we'll get a whistle, and it looks like it'll be a false start against the Wolves.
Yeah, Utah Tech did a good job showing the pressure right there, and it worked in favor of them. They get the flag. We'll see who it's on. It looks like they're going to go to Anderson to get the decision. So we'll see here.
Yeah. And
Offense number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down. This foul is subject to a 10-second subtraction. Game clock operator. Please reset the game clock for 1 minute and 15 seconds.
all right. So you got it there, Brody Ballou on the false start. And then, of course, the additional 10-second runoff for the Wolves here. The clock will start on the whistle. And Widener now lines his team back up. So 1st and 15, we'll call it now. Again, methodical Morrell trying to set it up, and good penetration there. And once again, just blowing the play up on the defense was Marley Sagapolo. And that will force Joel Taylor to take another timeout.
Yeah, Moipasi back there as well. A Hawaii guy that moved to Las Vegas just last year just to get closer. And boy, he's had a season as a redshirt freshman starting as linebacker. They've had injuries all year, and he's come and taken places. And he has had an incredible season here so far in this season for Utah Tech, coming out of Kamehameha High School.
You nailed that, dude. Way to go.
It might seem a little familiar right there.
Yeah.
He's got a spirit bomb with him.
Yeah, big time. So 1:03 left to go. And the Wolves not executing to perfection here, Parker. And if you're Joel Taylor, you'd like to get a touchdown here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You want a touchdown before half, but you got a minute to go, about 19, 20 yards. So still plenty of time to work and cover up all that field.
It's not 1st and 75 for those watching the score bug at home. Latrell Morrell on first down, bounces it outside, gets the edge. He's at the 10. He cuts inside, falls forward. They're going to mark him down at about the 9, and that'll make it 3rd down and short for the Wolves.
Yeah, 3rd down and about 5 coming up, but they can reset the sticks if they can get to the 5-yard line. This is a big play coming up here for West Georgia to try and find the end zone here. If not, I'm sure they're very adamant that they can take the field goal. They've got a good one in Tommy Holden to kick it.
At 30 seconds now, play clock down to 15 on 3rd down. I wouldn't be surprised to see another run, but they will pass it. And he's got a couple of options and throws into the end zone. It's incomplete. He had Morrell in the flat wide open, but he opted for Bryce Dickerson there, and that will mean a field goal attempt here by Tommy Holden.
Yeah, like I said, they're fine with taking the field goal. That would be a 2-score lead either way, and that was Jacob Ritchie on the intended target right there. A lot of contact before the ball got there. No flags to speak of. So the Utah Tech Trailblazers bail out of another drive that got close to that end zone.
So the ball will be spotted at the 17. It's a 27-yard field goal attempt. The snap is up, or the snap is down, and the kick is up, and it is good. So with 14 seconds left to go here in the first half, the Wolves now lead 9-0 with 14 seconds left to go. And a good drive there by the Wolves. So your drive summary this afternoon, 9 plays, 65 yards. And it is finished off by the 27-yard field goal from Tommy Holden.
Yeah, well, it was put there by Latrell Morrell with those 2 runs for 47 yards. He's having a day today, really lighting up on the offensive side of the ball for West Georgia, their leading yards total guy. He's already got 97 net yards in this game on 14 carries. That's almost 7 yards a carry with a touchdown on top of it. He's just continuing that success that he's seen all season up until this point.
The Wolves, as a team, running for 117 yards in this first half. David Widener 6 of 12 for 46 yards. So Joel Taylor is not going to mind with a 9-0 lead in this first half as his defense has shut out the Trailblazers. Simon Zaidan now on to kick it, and he will kick it deep over on that far side, and it will actually go out of bounds, and that will be a procedure penalty, and that will set the Trailblazers up in decent field position with 14 seconds remaining and 3 timeouts. The Trailblazers have an opportunity to maybe get a field goal before the half.
Yeah, they don't got a lot of time to do it, and they've got their timeouts, so all you got to do is really find a big play. You need an explosive play right here. There's no field goal that's going to be made if they can't get into the spot where they need to get in, and that spot is about 30 to 40 yards away, so probably going to need a big play here if you're Utah Tech, and I'm sure Lance Anderson knows that.
And with 3 timeouts, Parker, really you can use the entire field still. You don't have to try to play to the sideline.
Right.
Barbin actually will hand it to Chapman, and it looks like perhaps Lance Anderson, he will take a timeout. And that'll be 6 seconds left. I honestly don't understand the thought process there, Parker.
I think he was trying to get a little quicker down on the timeout, but he didn't get it off until about 4 seconds after the play. And I think they're going to reset the clock here. I think he might have called the timeout way before the whistle was blown to signal timeout. So we'll see how much time they can get back. But still, that was a risky one, but one that could get you closer and closer. That was about a 7-yard gain right there, and they've got 10 seconds. That only burned 4 seconds off the clock. So if you can get another quick play in, possibly a throw down field, maybe you can set yourself up here. There's a lot of strategies you can implement right here in this type of situation. They might just go for a Hail Mary, if all we know.
Yep, so Asa Chapman, 7 carries, 29 yards. Bronson Barbin, 6 of 10 in this first half for 46 yards. And now they will throw here on second down. Barbin hits the crossing receiver, and he's across midfield. He'll go down, and they'll get a timeout there.
4 seconds remaining, but they cross midfield. They're getting closer and closer. If they can trust in their kicker's leg, they could have a shot at a field goal before half.
Believe that was Daniel Thompson.
They still need about 10 yards to get into that 50, that 55, 54, 56-yard range for a field goal. So still a lot to look at here.
That was actually Eric Olson on the reception, the tight end, who we've been impressed with here in this first half. That's his second catch for 16 yards.
Yeah, he's been active all day, just trying to work the flat. Like I said, when you want to work short game, it's going to be either your running back or your tight end and a wide receiver in the flat. That time it was a tight end just with a slight crosser, a slant right over the middle. It worked to perfection. It looks like they're going to just go with a deep ball right here.
Yeah, the Wolves playing a prevent, if you will, here. Barbin will take it, and he'll throw it down that right sideline, and that's a high ball, and Burton will come down with it, and that's an interception for Jalen Burton. But the time is expired in this first half, and so both teams will head to the locker room with the Wolves on top, 9-0. Fans, get all of ESPN College Football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider. Patrick Edson and Parker Gore. And Parker, a fun first half here. But as we mentioned in the pregame, the final regular season game for the Wolves here as we take a look at the UAC standings. And Tarleton at 9-1, 5-1 in the conference, along with Abilene Christian. And the Wolves now currently fourth at 7-3, but 4-3 in the conference, and can finish the regular season in the conference with a winning record with today's win.
Yeah, well, Abilene Christian has that tiebreaker over Tarleton State all the time. Whoops, sorry about that, folks. Tarleton actually isn't. They actually don't hold the tiebreaker up top. Abilene Christian does. They beat them head-to-head earlier this season. It was an insane upset, and it just shows how tough this UAC conference can be. Man, Tarleton really felt it last time they saw Abilene Christian. How about Southern Utah?
Yeah.
Turning their season around, 4-2 in conference play.
Yeah, it's been a really fun and exciting United Athletic Conference here in the 2025 season. And for Wolf fans, it's been really exciting as, once again, being able to double your win total from year one to year two in Division I football, and then with the opportunity to finish over 500 in the conference.
Yeah, it's honestly something you wouldn't really think of when you're a first-year head coach like Joel Taylor, not much head coach experience before that. Man, he really turned this program around and made it look like they belong here, and that's exactly what he wanted.
All right, fans, as the band continues to play down on the field, we'll take this time out here on ESPN+. stands here at halftime in Carrollton, 9-0. The Wolves on top of the Trailblazers. And Parker, kind of a sluggish, slow first half by both these football teams.
Yeah, not really one you'd come in and be like, hey, these guys are ready to play. It's been a little slow, but West Georgia's certainly had the uphand in this game so far. Utah Tech has just been struggling to get anything going on offense. Not something you want to see if your Utah Tech is a goose egg on your first half of football here in Carrollton. But that defense of West Georgia's really been performing well. And I got to say, the Utah Tech defense has been doing the same thing, just trying to guard the ball as much as possible. But again, their offense isn't doing them any favors to get back on the board.
Yeah, only 121 of total yards of offense for the Trailblazers. On the flip side, the Wolves have 163 total yards of offense. They've been led by Latrell Morrell, 14 carries, 101 yards, and he has the game's only touchdown here this afternoon.
Yeah, really what this game's been defined about is who can do what with the ball. Both of these teams have held the ball for almost the exact same amount of time, but West Georgia's got the 2-score lead. So when you're thinking about it, Utah Tech, the finishing that they were looking to do so far in this game just hasn't happened for them.
And on the flip side, the player to watch for the Trailblazers this afternoon, Asa Chapman, 7 carries, 29 yards. And for the Wolves, David Widener, he was 6 of 12 in that first half for 46 yards. His longest pass of the day, only 14 yards. The Wolves are led by Jordan Dees on the receiving side of the football, as he's been targeted 3 times for 2 catches and 22 yards.
Yeah, huge one right here. We're going to see how it ends here coming up in the third quarter.
All right, fans, we'll be back here to Carrollton here on ESPN+.
From the Twirlers, an early
as we continue through halftime. And now let's take a look around the UAC, Parker. Some exciting football action later as well as current, as it is Sanford at Austin P at the half. The score 17-3, Austin P over Sanford, as I believe Sanford is going through a transition as Chris Hasher was let go earlier, I believe about a week or so ago for that Bulldog program. And in the second quarter, it's Abilene Christian up early on Eastern Kentucky, 3-0.
Yeah, it's a big games coming up tonight as well. Sorry again, I did it again. Halftime woes. North Alabama takes on Tarleton State. That's going to be a big game. North Alabama's not a team to play with. They really took it to West Georgia last week. It's going to be a big game for them going against a real powerhouse in Tarleton State. And Central Arkansas and Southern Utah, that's always going to be a classic. The Southern Utah Thunderbirds have such a high-power offense. Expect them to be working hard against that defense of Central Arkansas.
So these are awesome once again. And Eastern Kentucky has now scored, so that game is now tied at 3. Abilene Christian at Eastern Kentucky. The UAC, Parker, it's been a great season here on ESPN+. Once again, it's been a great season for the Wolves. And fans, if you're not paying attention to FCS football in Division I, you're missing out on some really good action.
Yeah, more the merrier when it comes to football. If you don't got enough of it, you got some more somewhere.
That's right, and you can get it right here on ESPN+. right, fans, welcome back here at University Stadium, Rayland Field on the campus of University of West Georgia, in Carrollton. And it's 9-0 as we start this third quarter of play. And Parker, if you're head coach Joel Taylor, what was the message at halftime?
Stop the roadblocks. There's so many things holding this team back from being up a huge margin over the Trailblazers right now. If they would just patch up the small mistakes they keep making on offense, they would have a huge margin to lead right now.
And now a little pooch kick to start this second half, and it is fielded cleanly there by the up receiver, and he'll be dragged down at about the 35-yard line, and that is an excellent return there for the Wolves, as that's Aiden Sifa, a backup tight end, a freshman from Valdosta, Georgia, on the return.
Yeah, played at Lowndes High School and got his first touch of the ball all season right there and made the most of it, getting good field position here for the Wolves. Starting off on the 35-yard line where Davin Widener comes back out to play. Now this defense of the Trailblazers was good. They let up 9 points and they're down 9 points, but they have been doing an incredible job so far in this game. They're going to look to keep up that momentum even if they're down 2 scores.
So the Wolves come out in a 2 wide receiver package, 2 tight ends, just as they did in the first half. Let's see what we do here, or what they do here, I should say. And now we get a whistle before the snap. And is a delay of game. Man, that is inexcusable right there, Parker.
Yeah, it's the third one we've seen from both of these teams all day. And you're right, Patrick. These things just cannot happen. These are simple mistakes on the offensive side of the ball. Coach Taylor, like I said, his words to his players had to be try and clean up the mistakes, and that is one to open up the half. Not a good start.
So 1st and 15 now for the Wolves as the Trailblazers look to force a 3-and-out early in this second half. The handoff will be to Latrell Morrell, and he'll cut it back over here to this near side, trying to find something, and he may have gotten a yard after all that running.
Yeah, forward progress going to help him right there. Davin Widener was a lead blocker right there, but took a seatbelt right there and yes. Said, I'm not going to get too physical right here. I'm going to let Latrell do the work. He tried his best trying to get away from those tacklers. He did a good job, almost got away from him, but still forward progress helps him out a bit, gets him a yard right there.
It'll be 2nd down now and 14. Widener will drop and throwing quickly, and incomplete as it was intended there for Owen Dupree, in and out of his hands, and that'll bring 3rd and long now.
Yeah, and this Trailblazers defense is reading everything correctly on that West Georgia offense so far. They had that play dialed up from the beginning, and that was a perfect read right there, and even a big hit coming off that side from number 42, Helaman Ofangwe.
So 3rd and long now, as the Wolves will try to make an adjustment there on the play at the line of scrimmage. Lester now in the game for the Wolves on 3rd down.
Correction, Helaman Ofangwe right there, I'm sorry.
And Lester on the 3rd down run gets about 9, but it'll still be 4th and long here. And so just like Lance Anderson dialed it up at the half, his team comes and gets a 3-out early here in the 3rd.
And they need it because they need their offense to get working, and defense creates offensive opportunities. They might have some good field position to come up here and have an opportunity. They've been 0 for 1 in red zone trips to opportunities in this, or red zone opportunities to solving and to getting the touchdown. They haven't come away with a single one so far.
And Mason going to kick it, and there was some collision. I'm not sure if it was tipped or not. There's no flag back there, so I'd imagine there was some sort of tip on the football.
I think the referee said that there was a tip of the punt, and that means there's no roughing.
And he was lucky to get it away as they quickly were on him.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, the Trailblazers will get the football. Let's look at it here on the replay.
It's a miracle it wasn't blocked right there, Patrick.
Absolutely.
I don't know how he didn't get. I don't know how he got that through that gap between those 2 players right there.
That could have been a huge play early in this second half. So the Wolves dodge a bullet there, and now it will be Bronson Barbin and the Trailblazers here to open their second half. Asa Chapman to his right. And now they will hit Mitchell, the returner and wide receiver. And that's a nice end-around run by the wide receiver on 1st down.
Yeah, Mitchell's that speed threat they want to use at wide receiver, but you'll see these personnel groups switching in and out for the Trailblazers. They love to use speed sets, power sets. They love to give it away, but they know you can't stop it.
And it was a handoff. It wasn't a pop pass, so it'll be second down here, and we'll call it second and about 3. Two-back set in the backfield now with Barbin, and he will hand it. I believe that is Street, and he bounces it outside, and he'll have enough for a good run on for a first down. Actually, that is Stone, Bretton Stone, and now the Trailblazers are in to Wolf territory.
And they're into working up a rhythm right here. They're across the 50, now across the 45. They just got to get closer and find points now. Even if it's a field goal, you have to get that goose egg off the scoreboard.
And perhaps Utah Tech coming out and trying to establish some dominance up front, as both these teams, again, like you said, it's been a little slow and perhaps sloppy at times. And now on this end-around run, it will be Chris Street, and that's a good run on first down, as he'll pick up about 6.
Well, this run defense of the Wolves is letting up just a tad, and they're noticing it. Utah Tech is noticing it and using all 3 of their backs so far in this drive. Stone, Street, and Chapman have all had touches on this drive alone. We'll see if they can continue that dynamic, try and get it all the way into the end zone. 2 running backs here on this play again, though.
We'll call it second and about 4. Barbin will hand it this time. Again, it is Chris Street, the ball carrier. Street this afternoon, 3 carries. Actually, that's his 4th carry of the afternoon now, 20 yards, so averaging 5 yards a carry. As a team, the Trailblazers now almost at 100 yards rushing, and it looks like Lance Anderson trying to establish that run game here early in the 3rd.
No doubt, if you want to establish any type of offensive game, you have to establish the run first and try and spread it out with dynamics past there, but this is a bunch power set.
3rd and short now for the Trailblazers, and it appears they will get the first down there, as Street once again, Festus Davis on the tackle for the Wolves. And it will be a first down.
What yak right there, and that's yards after contact right there for Bretton Stone. Got met behind that first down line, but pushed and spun his way all the way across the line to gain, picking up a big one here as Utah Tech still working that momentum.
Bretton Stone to the right of Barbin. Barbin will hand it to Stone. Good penetration, blows this play up early. Rob Johnson, and David Hogue comes to finish it off for the Wolves.
Oh, man, David Hogue, that was nasty. He brought him up and then brought him back down to earth with some authority. That was a huge hit right there for David Hogue. Man, a group of Wolves right there to take him down.
Yeah, Rob Johnson and Jay Carter blew it up early, and it was finished off after the fact. So second down now behind the sticks. We'll call it 2nd and 14. Barbin drops, and he's looking to throw, and it is incomplete as he was looking for Josh Relos once again.
That was a dangerous throw right there by Barbin. There was 4 Wolves in that area, and it looked like they were even surprised he threw the pass, stopped for a second. If they would have kept that momentum going, they could have had a pick right there. Got to be more careful if you're the quarterback for Utah Tech.
So it'll be 3rd down for the Trailblazers. And a pressure look here by the Wolves.
They're backing everybody up, though. It's 3rd and long.
Rylos in motion, and now Barbin drops. Plenty of time, and he throws, and he finds Eric Olson, but Trayshawn Moore is able to corral him and bring him down at about the 30, and it'll be 4th down.
What a game for Trayshawn Moore. He's got 6 tackles in this game, and that forced fumble earlier, getting another big tackle right there against a man that's about twice his size at the tight end position in Olson, but making it work and stopping this drive where it stands. But now field goal kick coming up.
It's Ilya Uvidovi on to try the field goal, I should say. It was marked at the 38. That's a 48-yarder, and it's no good as it misses wide left. Had plenty of distance, but to the left, and the Wolves bow their neck and get a stop here midway through the 3rd.
like USA football is grit, determination, and fight because we got a lot of great teams in our conference. I believe that there's guys all in this conference who can go play at the next level.
USC football is big-time football. A lot of great teams, a lot of good competition.
It's the most competitive conference, I think, in FCS football, and it's home to me.
It's competitive, it's exciting, it's a league to watch.
Anybody can win on any given week, so you better come prepared.
UAC football is nothing but competition. Endless fights, endless battles, endless wins, losses.
I think it's one of the top, if not the top, FCS football conference in the nation.
UAC football, to me, means rivalries and games every single year, multiple games that I circle on the calendar that I know are going to be so much fun because it's always nitty and gritty with them.
All right, fans, welcome back as the Wolves bowed their neck and force a missed field goal, and they stay on top 9-0 here for their second possession of the second half as they will look to establish that run game once again. Latrell Morrell on first down as he's tackled over there after a gain of about 3 on first down. And once again, nice penetration there blows this play up.
Yeah, great penetration. Same thing goes for that Utah Tech defense. That offensive line of West Georgia doing a good job sealing them off, but those linebackers of Utah Tech are making it hard for the run game to get established.
Yeah, Brevin Chesnico over there on that tackle, 2nd and 8. And again, it's Morrell, and obviously Joel Taylor looking to establish this run game here early. No gain there, as once again, we've said this name a couple of times this afternoon, Marley Sagapolo there with the stop.
Yeah, he's been everywhere on this team, but Latrell Morrell obviously frustrated after that last one that got him over 100 yards on this game, or actually right at 100 yards rushing in this game. Impressive day for Morrell. Just could not find the angle right there.
So 3rd down now, 4 wide receivers in this formation. Clock running inside 8 minutes. Widener, plenty of time, throwing here to this near side, and the pass is caught by Devion Newsom. He makes a man miss, and he is into Trailblazer territory. The ball comes out, and depending, was he down? It looks like they had him marked down at the 40. I bet they're going to wind up calling this a fumble, and they'll review it.
Yeah, we've got contradicting calls on the field here from side judge to back judge.
Yep.
Back judge says fumble. Side judge marked the ball down at, right, like you said, across the 40. So we'll see what they do here. But the groups are coming off the field, so the ruling on the field is a fumble.
Yep. It is a fumble, so it is a catch and a fumble.
And a review.
All right, fans, we'll go to the break and come back and try to sort this out here from Carrollton. All right, welcome back, fans. It is a fumble, and Utah Tech recovers. And so Jeremiah Jimmo forces the fumble on the Newsom catch, and now a flag as we come back, as it looks like it'll be a false start against the Trailblazers. And once again, Lance Anderson has got to be saying, what in the world is going on?
Yeah, that was a clear and cut false start. Just the motion of that West Georgia line got Justice Enna just to see that motion and move with it. And you got to watch the ball, my friend.
Oh,
wow. They say
a delay of game on the defense.
I don't know about that one.
Wow. If we can somehow see that one again.
Yeah, I don't know how they would a delay of game. That's.
I bet what it is, they're going to say that somebody was mimicking or making gestures that caused the offensive line to jump.
Maybe a clap.
Maybe a clap. Yep. So, all right. So, it'll be first and 5.
Now it's another false start. Oh, my gosh, Patrick. What is going on?
Oh, wow.
Ball don't lie, apparently.
No, ball don't lie. Ball don't lie, Parker. You're absolutely right. So we'll go.
Same side of the line and everything right there.
So back go the Trailblazers, and it's like it never even happened in the first place. First and 10 now from the 32-yard line. Barbin will hand it to Chapman, and he's met in the middle by Micah Thurman, and he tackles him down. Nice tackle there by Thurman.
Just weight room right there by Micah Thurman. He pushed him back with authority. He said, you're not getting any more forward progress, but still some forward progress right there for Chapman. Got about 4 yards, a good gain. And again, this offense is starting to get working here in the second half. It looks a lot better than the first half as far as productivity. Just got to put them up on those penalties.
Fourth tackle of the afternoon for Thurman. And that sets up a second down, and we'll call it 5. Barbin with 2 backs, and now he'll send one in motion, and now Chapman on the run here, and a nice tackle there, and Chapman's slow to get up off the ground here for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, he's been working with a lot of work, and it looks like he's going to stay down. David Hogue on that tackle. Not a guy you want to see down here if you're Utah Tech. Asa Chapman, a really young guy.
Yeah, Chapman, 35 yards rushing here this afternoon for the Trailblazers. Let's take a look at it here. And you're right, David Hogue wraps him up from behind, and he comes down, and looks like he's grabbing towards the lower leg. Could be a cramp, maybe, I don't know. But we'll check that out after these messages.
Why am I West? It's simple, really.
I've had more hands-on experience here than I could have ever imagined.
The post-grad connections I've made in my personal and professional life are priceless.
At UWG, I discovered my personal strengths and what I could become as a student and as a graduate.
I am West because of the opportunities I've had to learn, to compete, and to find teammates who will be friends for the rest of my life.
Why am I West? Because of the support and flexibility I found here to make college work for me.
Because of the fulfillment I receive when guiding my students on their own unique journeys to success.
I'm telling y'all, it might just be Fried Chicken Wednesdays.
Division I Athletics.
We are ready to meet the world, and that's why
I am West.
This is the University of West Georgia.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
In the UAC, we value sportsmanship on the field and in the stands.
We take pride in playing fair and being honest.
We honor the game by showing respect for our opponents,
the officials,
the fans, and our team.
Great sportsmanship is about taking ownership after a loss
and being humble after a win.
We want you to team up with us by staying positive on the sidelines.
Because great sportsmanship is what unites us.
We are
United Athletic Conference.
This is the University of West Georgia.
All right, fans, welcome back. As it is a key third down here for the Trailblazers midway through the third, and they need a score. Barbin drops. David Hogue with pressure. He releases it, and it's incomplete. Has no receiver in the area. Hogue putting the pressure on.
Yeah, it's just been a tough day for the quarterback position for Utah Tech. Barbin's just had a struggle with the accuracy so far today. Only 60 yards through the air. And now you got to send out your punt team again, even after a turnover. That's got to be tough.
Nolan Reynolds has a big-time assignment this afternoon with David Hogue, but in that situation, Hogue delivers. So it's 4th down, and Parks now on to punt again here this afternoon. And back deep, I believe that is Jalen Burton. We've yet to see DeAndre Buchanan. And it will bounce and take a nice Trailblazer bounce over that far sideline, and they will down it at the 11-yard line, and that's where the Wolves will take over for their third attempt of a drive here in this third quarter.
Yeah, and you got to lead that offense back out with authority. Last time out, they were stagnant. Couldn't really get out of the ice that was halftime, but now you get the ball back, and you did have a big play before that fumble. That was a pretty big gain for Newsom before he just unfortunately fumbled the ball. And now you just got to prove that you can get those plays no matter what drive you have on the field.
52-yard punt there by Ryan Parks. Puts the Wolves deep in their own end as they start this drive from the 11-yard line.
Yeah, punters need a little love. 5 punts for him, 238 yards of punting yards.
So here we go once again with the Wolves on offense. And Widener fakes to Morrell, and he's passes complete to Owen Dupree, and that'll be enough for a West Georgia first down.
Dupree had some initial trouble on that slant breaking in the pass, but good awareness to see the ball and get it back in his hands before he went down.
Ball spotted at the 16-yard line. Pardon, the 26-yard line. And Morrell will keep it this time. And maybe a yard or two on that first down run.
These Trailblazers don't want you to run on them because their defensive line can be stout, and that time they were again. Latrell Morrell has had a lot of yards today, but is being held in this second half, apart from those 2 big runs he broke earlier.
Jackson Stein on the tackle for the Trailblazers. We haven't mentioned his name a whole lot here this afternoon, but this run defense has been fairly consistent, only giving up 128 yards so far here this afternoon. And once again, nice penetration by this Trailblazer defense as Morrell goes down. That's Moy Posse coming in and blowing that run play up.
Yeah, Moy Passy's one of those freshmen that has stepped up in these last couple of weeks and just got the hip and threw him down. Good job to maintain the tackle, get the TFL.
It'll be 3rd and 10 now. Wolves with 4 wide receivers, 3 here to this near side, 1 to the far. Widener now, plenty of time. Great coverage down the field, and now he finds a crossing receiver in the middle of the field, and I believe that's DeAndre Buchanan. DeAndre Buchanan gets the first down for the Wolves.
And he hurdles a man in it. Wow, what a big play from the big athlete in DeAndre Buchanan. Usually used as a returner, but today a wide receiver. What a play.
Double stacked wide receivers on both sides. First down now. This time it's Morrell, and once again, maybe got a yard on first down, and this front 4 for the Trailblazers, Parker, bowing their neck here in this second half.
Against the run, but against the pass, they give as much time in the world to David Widener as needed. So if I'm West Georgia, I'm consistent with the pass. Let's keep passing the ball because the protection has been incredible. That's if I'm West Georgia, but it looks like timeout call.
Yep, timeout called by Utah Tech with 3:48 left to go here in the third. 9-0, the Wolves on top of the Trailblazers. It looks like we're going to stay right here. And both these teams, really this afternoon, Parker, Once again, it's been kind of a defensive slugfest.
It really has been. These two defenses have been clashing, and it's a clash of styles. A run defense against just a defense that's physical. But look at all the time in the world that Davin Widener has. And look at this hop by DeAndre Buchanan to work forward and get the first down despite. And he got it by a yard, so what a big play by DeAndre Buchanan. Good awareness on the field.
All right, coming out of the timeout now, so it's 2nd and 9 now for the Wolves at their 38-yard line. And Widener fakes it to Morrell, and he finds Buchanan out in the flat, and he's going to turn it upfield and get across midfield into Trailblazer territory. First down for the Wolves.
If that's any other player on the field after that bobble of the ball, they're getting tackled in the backfield. Not DeAndre Buchanan. He's got track star speed out there, pretty much split everybody out of the way.
2 catches, 28 yards on this drive for Buchanan. And now quickly to Owen Dupree. And Dupree still on his feet on that sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds for another West Georgia first down.
Man, Owen Dupree keeping his feet hot and keeping his balance hot as well. Staying on his feet somehow. Watch the tempo here of West Georgia.
Moy Passy on the tackle. First down for the Wolves, and they are going fast. Widener now. And he'll find the crossing receiver, Morrell, and he breaks a tackle and a stiff arm, and he gets across the 30, inside the 30, and he'll be brought down at about the 29.
These balance plays just looking better, and the tempo keep working here for West Georgia. It's the bread and butter, and it hasn't stopped working.
And this is working, yes, something we have not seen all afternoon. Quickly to Buchanan outside. He gets a block on the outside. Nice block out there by Jordan Dees, setting that play up.
Yeah, and if West Georgia can get some routes going here, it doesn't look like the DBs are quite ready to match these wide receivers' workloads. So if West Georgia can keep that tempo up and find some good routes, they could have a touchdown here quick.
Widener now waving in Ritchie. So they're going to switch sides here.
Yeah, now they're going to actually run a regular 4-wide set instead of the 2 bunches.
Play clock now at 10. Widener drops, quick throw again, and the pass is caught there by Dees. Short gain there on first down.
Still a good job by Dees to adjust to the throw and somehow get it in the cup of his hands. I think it was below his knees where he found contact with that ball and somehow bring it in.
Widener now 14 of 21 for 153 yards as he's starting to heat up here in the third. Stacking the receivers once again. Morrell to Widener's left. And it'll be a quick throw. It's a double pass. It's a backwards pass to Dickerson. And he finds Morrell in the end zone for the West Georgia Wolves touchdown.
Boy, that's the money play right there. Austin Davis has been waiting to use that one all year, and it worked to perfection. What a play call right there by West Georgia. They take a 15-0 lead. Latrell Morrell with another touchdown today, his second. He's got both of them for West Georgia.
That's an excellent play call, as you said, Parker. And with 1:16 left to go, Tommy Holden will look to put the 16th point on the board. And it is a touchdown. And Holden now will try the point after attempt. Nolan Harris will attempt to put down the snap. He does, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 1:16 left to go, that makes it 16-0 Wolves. And again, there's the play there. Morrell catching the double pass as Widener threw it backwards to Dickerson, and then Dickerson just puts it out there as Morrell just basically runs through the defense.
Well, they tried that one a couple weeks ago, and it's worked to perfection now for Bryce Dickerson. He's got his first passing touchdown of the year, one that works to perfection.
It is 16-0 Wolves, not 17-0. Just want to point that out to the fans at home.
Yeah, it looks like they got the scoreboard incorrect.
I mean, we'll take the extra point, or excuse me, the Wolves will take the extra point.
Yeah.
I'm certain. Joel Taylor's feelings won't be hurt. Oh, and there it is. All right, so Simon Zidane now on to kick this with 1:16. And now the Trailblazers down 2 scores at the moment.
Yeah, this is going to be a big drive coming up here. Now it's make or break time for Utah Tech. They got to get it in the end zone no matter what. They're down 3 scores.
Yeah, Bronson Barman, 9 of 15 this afternoon for only 60 yards. So it makes you wonder if they'll have the firepower to maybe score that many points in this fourth quarter. Sidehand's kick will roll through the end zone, and that's where the Trailblazers will take over 1st and 10 with 1:16 left to go.
Yeah, and like I said, it's make or break time. That offense has got to find a rhythm, and it's going to be huge. But, man, this defense for West Georgia has been incredible, and incredible they've been all season, especially in the turnover department. 12 straight takeaways the Wolves have had in 12 straight games dating all the way back to the last game of last season. The forced fumble by Trayshawn Moore earlier and Jalen Burton's interception today before half, making it 12. So they are just continuing to rock that streak, and that's going to continue over to next season now.
Yep. And on that last drive, Parker, 11 plays, 89 yards in 5 minutes, the best drive of the day for the Wolves. Let's see if the Trailblazers can answer. Barman's pass is knocked down by David Hogue. And David Hogue, once again, Parker, just showing what a special player he is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy has had his breakout year this season after spending 4 years elsewhere, using his last year of eligibility to come to the University of West Georgia, and he has made the most of it. 18 tackles for loss this year, and then a pass breakup right there.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Trailblazers. And they're looking for answers on offense right now.
Yeah, they need to find them.
Barman hands it to Asa Chapman.
Ooh.
Nice strong run there, and a nice good tackle there on the back end by Kiari McGlure. And excuse me, that was Street on the carry.
Yeah, Street laid into Kiari McGlure right there. It was a huge truck, but a great job, again, by the captain, Kiari McGlure, to keep a hand on him and bring him down even after taking that huge contact. Big 3rd down coming up here, Patrick.
3rd and 1. You got to imagine they're going to try to just get something here on 3rd down. And again, it's Street, and he falls forward, and he will have enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, again, just penetration was good there by West Georgia, but they worked that outside run, and they got out. If you get outside the tackle and you got 1 yard to go, you're going to get that 1 yard if you get outside that tackle.
It may be the final play of the 3rd quarter unless they're able to get a snap off here. And they come with a bunch formation here. I don't believe they're going to. Nope, they do snap it. So Barban looking for a receiver, and now he's got Olsen going back the other way, and he's got plenty of grass at the 30. McGlure comes over. He's able to make the touchdown-saving tackle as Olsen is brought down at the 21. A heck of a play design and a heck of a way to end the 3rd quarter. And we'll come back for the 4th in just a moment. Welcome back here as we start the fourth quarter of play with the Wolves on top 16-0, but the Trailblazers looking for a score here to start the fourth. And that is the running back once again, Street, the ball carrier. And that'll set up a critical second down.
Yeah, that's after that 43-yard catch right there by Eric Olson. He was wide open in the flat on that last play, and it sets them up nice here, even after the run here on second down. They're close to the end zone. They're 0 for 1 on trips to the red zone so far. Now it's time to change that number if you're the Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers as a team now rushing for over 100 yards on the afternoon. On second down, a nice pass out into the flat, but nice job out there on the defensive side. Good open field tackle there.
That's Jairius Carter, another freshman. It's a freshman party out here for West Georgia, and that time it was Jairius Carter. He plays out of Coffee County High School before this. He's from Douglas County, Georgia.
So 3rd and long now. Critical third down. You got to be thinking, if you're the Trailblazers, it's probably 2-down territory at this point, trailing by 2 scores.
No doubt about it, Patrick. I agree.
This is their best opportunity of the afternoon. Barbin drops, and he's under pressure. He's hit. The ball is loose. It's a fumble. And falling on it, I believe it's Jeffrey Spate. Spate with the sack and the fumble. A huge play for the Wolves.
Man, I don't even think it was Jeff. I think David Hogue was storming the blind side of the quarterback and collected the strip sack fumble, and Jeffrey Spate was there to fall on top. Look at the hit. That's Jay Carter.
Oh, my goodness, it is Jay Carter with the hit.
Jay
Carter is the one that comes up with the fumble recovery.
Just absolutely blew up the blind side of the quarterback. Man, that is textbook edge rush right there. And that's a linebacker. That's not somebody who's usually rushing off the edge. But that looked textbook. He beat the man in front of him, too.
Oh, wow. So a great defensive stand once again. The Wolves calls the turnover, the 3rd of the afternoon for the Trailblazers, and they have the football again, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. I'm wondering if we'll see more pace in this drive from the offense, or if Joel Taylor will elect to try to run the clock down. No, Widener throws it on 1st down and off the hands of DeAndre Buchanan.
Well, Patrick, that's 2 trips to the end zone, or to the red zone, excuse me, for the Trailblazers, and 2 turnovers to speak for it. First, and both of them being fumbles on that side.
So it'll be 2nd down now as Widener's pass just a touch too high. Buchanan unable to corral it. 3 wide receivers here on this near side, 1 on the far side. Widener this afternoon, 14 of 22. Widener pointing and gets the receiver to the open spot, and that's Buchanan. Nice tackle there by the field judge in the middle of the field on DeAndre Buchanan.
Tried to use the hops to get over him, but he's a part of the field. Got to get away from him.
Yeah. So it is a Wolves 1st down, and again, that double stack, they're going quickly here, Parker.
Yeah, that tempo's working. Wow.
Lester unable to break free from the tackler there on 1st down. Nice tackle there by Will Olivao.
Yeah, he's going to be a big player for this team in the future for Southern Utah.
Olivao on the tackle.
Olivao, that's how you say it.
Thank you. Hey, we're going to try as many. Sorry about that,
These
ESPN.
Utah kids. These Utah kids.
2nd down now. We'll call it 2nd and about 11. Widener with time, steps up, throws out here to the right side, and the pass is caught by Lester, and he will get some of that yardage back after the play on 1st down. A nice open field tackle over there by the defender.
Well, the
River Moore.
Yeah, you're right. The pass has been working so far here for West Georgia. You know you like running the ball, but you might want to start just going what you're good at, and that's the pass that's been so far.
Yeah, Widener has gotten hot in the second half. 16 of 24 now for 169. Bryce Dickerson 1 for 1 with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, perfect passer rating.
Yeah. Widener drops back, plenty of time here looking, and he'll continue to look, and now he'll throw deep looking for the receiver. It's incomplete as it was intended for Jamarcus Prince, and now Widener comes up a little gimpy. There's a flag back down at around the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Widener might have took a low hit here. We'll see what the flag is on the field.
And it is a hold against the Wolves. And Lance Anderson's going to decline it. It'll be 4th down. I think Widener perhaps rolled his ankle on that last scramble, and he's walking a little tenderly over to the sideline.
Well, it was good playmaking ability by Widener. He knew he had a man open downfield, but you know, with a moving throw like that, sometimes it's just going to be off target. And if he had him just a little bit forward, if that throw led him just a tad bit more for Prince, that would be a big play. But still, take your dues. You're up by 2 scores. It's no shame, no foul in punting the ball right here.
Sean Cummings coming on late for the Wolves, and now a flag is down as it's fair caught at the 10-yard line, and Riley Mason may have been roughed with, and that's the case. That'll be an automatic 1st down for the Wolves.
Yeah, they sent the entire house to try and block that punt, but you got to get contact on it.
Receiving team number 12, it's a 5-yard penalty. Results in a 1st down.
Wow.
So it is a 1st down for the Wolves on the 5-yard penalty. And so second life here for this Wolves offense with 11:31 left to go in the 4th.
Wow, just a play that you can't give up. They sent the entire house towards Riley Mason, and if you don't touch that ball, they're going to call it every time. They got lucky last time with that punt and got it graze on it, but that time you got to touch the ball.
Yeah, that was a running into the kicker penalty there, the 5-yard variety, but it was enough for the 1st down.
All you got to do is run into that plant leg, and that's all they did.
So 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Again, fake to Lester. Good block there by Lester, but no, it's going to be a sack, as that might be the 1st sack of the afternoon for the Trailblazers on this defense, as Cody Carlson comes up with the sack of Widener.
Yeah, big sack there by Cody Carlson, the redshirt senior from Lake Oswego, Oregon, making it work from that West Coast, making him happy wearing the big 8-8. He got in the backfield quick and got the sack on Widener's blind side.
That puts the Wolves behind the sticks on 2nd down. And it'll be Lester again here as he tries to get the edge, and he does, but he may maybe just get a yard there as he's forced out of bounds there by the Trailblazer defense. And once again, the big fella for the Trailblazers, Marley Sagapola, forcing the runner out of bounds.
Yeah, he's been a big influence in this game already, and just continuing that here. It's 3rd and very long here for West Georgia.
Clock still running, 10:20 left to go. Ball spotted just inside midfield in Trailblazers territory. It will be Lester on the run, and he's knocked down. And once again, the run game at times, the run game defense at times for these Trailblazers has been impressive. Brandon Jackson with the tackle there as he just beat the center on that, Elijah Ruiz, and made good penetration and got the tackle.
Yeah, one of those rare players on this team that's not from the West Coast. It's a Dallas, Texas native right there, Brandon Jackson, using that big 295-pound frame to get in the backfield, shook everybody off, and eliminated that run attempt.
So, and again, they run into Riley Mason on the punt. And Mitchell will fair catch it at about the 5, and that will depend on what kind of penalty they'll call here, whether it's running into the kicker. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's a personal foul, running into the kicker.
So that'll be the 15-yard variety and the automatic 1st down for the Wolves. So on back-to-back 4th downs, Lance Anderson has got to be just scratching his head at the moment.
If I'm a coach, I'm scratching, but I'm scratching deep. I'm angry. That is something that just can't happen. Not on the same drive like that.
Yeah.
Where you get the 4th down, and now you have 4th and even longer, and now it's an automatic first down just because your players can't just let the guy punt.
Oh my goodness! As you see the replay there, no doubt about it.
Hey, credit to Riley Mason taking a couple hits. He's taken 3 hits already today, and he got cashed in with flags on 2 of them.
He's thinking, man, I'm the punter. That's not supposed to be happening. And the Wolves are going to go quickly here on this first down as the ball is spotted at the 34-yard line of the Trailblazers. Widener is going to drop on the play action, looking for a receiver, and he's looking over on the far sideline, as I believe that's Jordan Dees, but the pass is too high.
Yeah, no routes really developing right there for Widener to try and throw to. He had a ton of pocket time, I will say. This offensive line has done an incredible job on the pass pro.
And we've seen this several times today, Parker. You got to credit that Utah Tech defensive backfield, as they, when the quarterback has that much time and unable to find a receiver, they're doing something right on the back end.
Right, trying to kill time for that line.
Widener quickly now. Bryce Dickerson with the catch, and he'll be forced out of bounds inside the 30.
And that'll keep the clock running because he was tackled out of bounds. If you're West Georgia in the 4th quarter, this is crunch time for Utah Tech. Could have explained that aggressiveness on those punt return woes they had, but now nearing that 25-yard line, you got to look for a turnover.
Brevin Jesnuka on the tackle for the Trailblazers. 3rd down now. 3rd, and we'll call it about 4 or 5. Widener. And he'll hand this to Lester, and Lester running up inside, and he'll be about a yard short on 3rd down, bringing up a 4th and 1.
I want to say, looking like a brick wall on that play, again, was number 28, Moy Passy.
Yeah.
Moy Passy just penetrated that play, and TJ Lester was moving forward with momentum, and that stopped as soon as number 28 came into fray.
And now quickly they come out, and they're going to line up 4th and 1 here, kind of a bunch formation on that left side of the line. And Lester, and it's a fake to Lester, wide open down the field and into the end zone for the touchdown is Jacob Ritchie.
And the coordinators are jumping up and down with joy watching Jacob Ritchie get that touchdown. That's a passing touchdown for Dickerson, and Ritchie gets the score through the air.
So a great play call on 4th and 1. And Jacob Ritchie with the touchdown grab, and that makes it 22-0 Wolves. Holding on for the point after attempt. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 23-0 Wolves here from Carrollton, midway through the 4th.
Welcome to the University of West Georgia. Now that you're part of the Pack, let's take a look at how the Wolf experience will help you thrive.
At UWG, you're never just a number. Professors know your name, and there are countless ways to be involved in the community. You'll make friends that you'll have for the rest of your life.
La Universidad de West Georgia lanzó mi carrera. Las conexiones y experiencias que hice son inolvidables. Once a wolf, always a wolf.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm proud to be an alumni of the University of West Georgia and to own a business right here in downtown Carrollton. Welcome to the Pack.
At UWG, we pride ourselves on fostering an engaging academic environment where you'll gain hands-on experience that will serve you well after graduation.
Welcome to the Pack! We are so excited to welcome you to UWG.
It's an incredible time to be a part of the Pack as we elevate to NCAA Division I athletics.
The memories and friendships I made at UWG are some of the best in my life. The university not only prepared me for my career, but also taught me the value of giving back to my community.
So my time here at UWG was transformative. It gave me the skills and foundation to start my own business, West Georgia Cornhole and Titan Bags. Welcome to the Pack.
As you embark on this exciting journey, remember that we're here for you every step of the way. Together, we'll make your time here unforgettable.
Together, we are the Pack. Go West and go Wolves.
Christina Ladd posted at McDonald's, thinking about how I never had a snack wrap, and I'm devastated. Imagine tasting the snack wrap for the very first time. In ranch or spicy?
All right, fans, welcome back as we look at this touchdown pass once again. David Widener on 4th down. Excellent play call by Austin Stevens, and into the end zone, Jacob Ritchie with a 25-yard touchdown pass. And you got to feel like with 7:56 left to go, Parker, this game is out of reach.
Well, it's too little too late, maybe, but we've seen crazier things happen with 8 minutes left to go in a football game. Today, actually, 30-3, a comeback in the SEC.
Zaidan's kick is fielded at about the 2, and the returner back out to about the 14-yard line, as that was, I believe that was Bretton Stone on the return.
Cam Marshall with that tackle. That was a huge tackle for Cam Marshall right there.
Back in a moment. As you see Wolfie out in the stands this afternoon, the final home game, the final game of the season for the Wolves, and they're on top 23-0 here as play resumes. First down has Street on the carry for a short gain. Jake Carter on that tackle, second down.
It's going to be nothing but tempo coming up here for Utah Tech. They're going to work quick and as quick as possible to take this 0 off the board at least.
Barbin now under pressure. Hogue chases, and he finds the receiver cutting across the field. I believe that's Mitchell, and he's being stood up over there. They're still letting play go. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That is not Mitchell on the catch for the Trailblazers on offense, as that's Daniel Thompson.
Yeah, Daniel Thompson with a very physical play at that, but there's a player down on the field here for West Georgia. We'll see who that is.
Yeah, trying to figure that out. Slow to get up. He's going to stay down, rolling over.
I think that might be who we saw earlier in the game make a big play. Darian Hardy, the redshirt freshman from Atlanta, and that's who it is. Darian Hardy on the ground, playing out of Frederick Douglass High School.
Well,
he's made a lot of big plays today. It looks like he just took the blunt end of that group tackle they had right there.
You see it right there. He got nailed as he was trying to get in and help make the tackle, maybe a little stinger of some kind.
That's what I'd guess. It looked like it hit that shoulder neck, and you feel those a lot.
Yep. He was able to hop off and walk off on his own power. Still walking off now as they're waiting for him to come off the field. That's good news for that young man. 2nd and 8 now. Clock running. Barbin in an empty set in the backfield. And now, while that was kind of weird, the players were pointing. Nobody threw a flag or any whistles. And finally, after the ball was snapped, we get a whistle, and it is a false start on Eric Olson.
Just probably simple human mistake. Oh, forgot I had a whistle I had to blow. They threw the flag before the whistle even blew. You see the jump on that right side.
Yep, and that was not
ball.
Olson. That was actually offensive lineman there. Matthew Snar, the right tackle. Barbin dropping, and he's under pressure, and he escapes the grasp there, the Wolves. And he will get out of bounds, driven out of bounds over there by Carson Yancey. Pressure there on Barbin that made him take off and run with it.
Smart play by the quarterback. Just see what you got in front of you. If you got open field, just might as well get your yards and take it out. That's what he did right there. Now 2nd down, back to the sticks. After the penalty, 2nd and 10.
That was Dylan Gill, the freshman linebacker from Homestead, Florida, chasing him out of the pocket. So 2nd and 10 now. Barbin throwing, and the pass is caught there. Nice throw and catch there with Josh Rylos.
Yeah, great catch there by Rylos, the sophomore from Golden, Colorado, having to stretch his hands out to grab that one and getting the first down here for a team in Utah Tech that's really struggling on offense. They're trying to get some work done here on this drive.
Inside 6 minutes left to go. Barbin drops again, and now he's running for his life once again, and he will get to about the 44-yard line, and he'll make a business decision and get out of bounds.
Yeah, again, just use your legs when you need to. Barbin did that. He saw he had some room in front of him, and he got a really good gain of about 7 or 8 right there. It's going to be a 2nd and short coming up here. This offense is moving quite well down the field, but they got to cross midfield and continue that into the red zone.
Yeah, this is not where they want to live, though, as a football team. Barbin's pass is in and out of the hands, incomplete. I've got to think the sun played a factor there in that attempt.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The sun was shining, and he couldn't tell when the ball was going to hit his chest right there. That was number 9, True Tanner, who's a great junior and got great hands, but I don't know if he knew whether that one was going to hit his hands or his chest first. And, yeah, like you said, Patrick, the sun playing a factor.
I mean, that little slither of sun right at midfield, and Tanner unable to corral the football. 3rd down now for the Trailblazers. Barbin 13 of 21 on the afternoon, only 123 yards. Barbin now under pressure, and he'll throw it, and it's incomplete. Looking for the tight end, Eric Olson, as he was running for his life there.
Yeah, it was great secondary pressure right there by Dylan Gill, getting the quarterback's face when he thought he had room to run, surprised him and forced a throw that falls incomplete.
Brandon Gunn, the freshman free safety on the coverage of Olson, and it's a 4th down now, and this is a key 4th down here for the Trailblazers. If they don't convert, I would say this football game may be over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll see here. Jamie Spate checks in the ball game for Dylan Gill on that defensive side.
Barbin with pressure, stands in, makes the throw, and the pass is caught, and that'll be a 1st down. Eric Olson makes up for the previous play, unable to corral it, and he gets the 1st down.
Yeah, it's Caden Eggett, actually, the backup tight end and sophomore, getting that one.
1st down for the Trailblazers. And again, that is Olson, and Olson, hit. Wow, I almost thought they might throw a late flag there.
I really think they should have right there, Patrick. That was very late. That was a very late hit right there in the back.
So
Olson.
Yep. So first, let's see. No, it'll be 2nd down now. 2nd down. And now Stone with the run. And he may be just short of the 1st down, depending on the spot.
Yeah, it's going to be inside a yard here to get the 1st down. 3rd down coming up. Got to use tempo, get back on the ball, and get physical. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Barbin We'll give it to Stone, and Stone, the ball is on the ground, and it looks like Utah may have fallen on the football.
We'll see here.
We'll see. There's a scrum now. Look, Yancey comes out of the pile with it, and it looks like it will be first down, West Georgia. Carson Yancey able to corral the fumble, the 4th turnover of the afternoon for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and most of them are fumbles. There's only one interception, but the ball security's got to be better here in this situation.
Look, just scrumming for it there, and it does look like Yancey with the football there.
Again, Jairius Carter, the freshman, doing that work, getting the helmet on the football.
All right, fans, back in a moment. All right, fans, welcome back here. 4:04 left to go, and the Wolves coming off their 4th turnover of the afternoon caused, and Colton Fitzgerald now in at quarterback for the Wolves as they're up 23 here in the 4th.
Yeah, that was just a costly turnover right there. Utah Tech, every time they had any momentum in this game, they'd somehow fumble the football, and that was just another example of that, as it looks like timeout's going to be called on the field.
So timeout on the field with 3:56 left to go. And if you look at the stats here this afternoon, Davin Widener finishes 18 of 28 for 201 yards. Also with a touchdown. Had himself a pretty decent afternoon throwing the football, but not as much running as we normally see from Widener, with only 4 attempts and net yards of just 5. So, but you do what you got to do to get the dub, right?
That's exactly what he did. I mean, you said he's only had a net gain of about 5 yards, but, man, he's done what he's had to do in this ball game to win it, and the passing has just improved so much for Davin Widener all over the season.
So 2nd down and 10 now for the Wolves. Fitzgerald drops, and he's looking to throw, and it's incomplete through the hands of the receiver there. And that's Davion Newsom, who's unable to corral it. And that'll make it 3rd down with 3:51 left to go.
Yeah, big 3rd down coming up here. West Georgia bringing in new personnel to try and find what they got going. Keandre McGlure, the brother of Kiari McGlure, running back in the backfield.
And now they split him out into the slot there. Actually, they did not. They kept him in, and now Fitzgerald scrambling and getting outside, and he'll pick up a gain of maybe 3.
Yeah, he wanted a block right there from Keandre McGlure, but I don't think McGlure understood it, and that's going to result in a 4th down coming up.
Yep. So clock running, continuing to run, and Riley Mason, perhaps he'll get this punt off without getting tackled this time around.
He knows he's in the danger zone, Patrick. This Utah Tech team is loading up the line for a punt block again. Let's see if he doesn't get pummeled this time.
Jakayo Mitchell back deep to return for the Trailblazers. High snap, but Mason gets it, and a nice low driving punt. It'll be fielded about the 23. Mitchell makes a man miss. He's trying to get outside, and the Wolves do a nice job of tackling on this special teams return, and it'll be spotted at about the 25.
Well, I don't think Festus Davies knew that he didn't call a fair catch. If he had known that that was not a call to fair catch, he would have lit him up. But it just gave him enough room to work on the outside and bought him maybe a yard or two. But like you said, that coverage team of West Georgia doing a great job.
Yeah, this afternoon, all 3 phases, I believe, Parker, the Wolves have really shined.
Yeah, special teams has been awesome for West Georgia. Every facet of this game has been great as they've let the goose egg trying to shut them out. We'll see what they can do here on this drive, though, if you're the offense of Utah Tech.
Barbin on 1st down. He takes a shot as he tries to throw the football over the middle, and it's incomplete as he was looking for Daniel Thompson.
Had David Hogue in his face. He's been a pressure machine all year.
2nd down. I'll tell you, David Hogue has had himself an incredible season here at West Georgia.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Picked up his 19th tackle for a loss in this game. That's got to be something to keep your eye on if you're a pro team. This guy knows how to get past tackles.
Okay, so the referee stopped the game. They're going to put 5 seconds back on the game clock. Not sure why they did that, but nevertheless, time is time.
They got jobs to do. They got to upheld that standard.
That's right, man. So 2nd and 10 now. Barbin drops, and David Hogue on cue forces a pass out of bounds.
What a move that David Hogue just put. He just put all of his weight on the outside foot and pushed everything else inside, and that faked out that left tackle, or right tackle, I should say, to perfection.
It'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Man, David Hogue is such a crazy to delay a game.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Yeah, Lance Johnson, he was such a nice guy. I talked to him earlier in the week. I got a feeling he's going to be completely frustrated when he watches this film.
Yeah, this is the least productive game that this Utah Tech team has had all year. I mean, they at least they've kept it close most of their games they've had, apart from their couple top 10 opponents they faced at the beginning of the year. This is just not what the standard was coming to this game for the Trailblazers.
Yeah, Lance Anderson, I should say. My apologies there. 3rd down, Barbin drops, and again, under some pressure, he gets rid of the football, and it is incomplete. Nice defense back there on the back end by the Wolves, as I believe that was, nope.
That's Sean Cummings
Yeah,
right
Sean
there.
Cummings, yes.
Freshman party out here, Mill Creek High School guy, coming out there and doing good coverage on an underthrown ball. Almost got the interception, but it's 4th and 20.
Yeah, Joel Taylor's really excited about some of these freshmen he has on the back end of this defense going into the 2026 season.
And he has a reason to. I mean, these guys are lighting it up out there. I mean, we're looking at Dylan Gill, Brandon Gunn out there earlier for West Georgia. Now Sean Cummings on that play. It's just been impressive.
Parks with the punt, a nice high kick driving Jalen Burton back to the 25 of the Wolves. He'll take it. Coming back this way, flag down. Burton across midfield, and he'll be brought down. Couple of flags. 3 flags.
We got flags everywhere on this play.
Yep. A flag for you, and a flag for you, and a flag for you.
Yeah,
we'll
like
see
Oprah.
where we go. Yes.
Hand them out like Oprah. But, man, I think we're going to have face masks. I think we're going to have holding.
Yep, block in the back.
I think we're going to have every penalty. I think it's going to be each sided, too. This might be offset.
Yep. So let's see what we have here. 2:23 left to go in the 4th.
Every inch of that field is covered in yellow flags.
And here comes the referee with the explanation. Yeah, playing without a helmet. So at some point, somebody's helmet fell off, and they tried to continue to play, and that's a no-no.
Can't do that. Can't do that at all. That's just that's not just something that's enforced on the football field as a penalty. That's a safety regulation. You can't play with a helmet off. This ain't rugby. These guys got pads on. They've got helmets on. They can take your head off.
And you can see at the conclusion of that shot there, special teams coordinator was not happy as he just yanked his headset straight off of his head.
They got a standard to uphold, especially on special teams. But, man, how about the punting that they have had, I will say, for Utah Tech? It's been an incredible punting day for Marks.
And here's Jalen Burton. Let's see if we can find the guilty party. Oh, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who is that? Let me see. Number 16
that
here.
Looks to be Dorian Gibson, the sophomore from Smyrna, Georgia. He's a transfer from Georgia State. He's been to places now, and you know, even if it's just a little bit of play, which it looked like it was right there, just can't keep going, even if you don't like the guy across from you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't make that kind of mistake, and it will back the Wolves up here with 2:23 left to go here in this fourth quarter. Brandon Taylor is the special teams coordinator that I was referring to earlier at the end of that highlight. You can just tell how frustrated he was. He just yanked his headset off. He was so frustrated.
Like I said, standard goes. The special teams have been working great all day for West Georgia, but you can't have mistakes like that. Just can't have it. It's the little things, Patrick. It's always the little things.
Yeah. 2:23 left to go here in this fourth quarter. And the Wolves will have the ball.
We're just waiting on these refs to find where the spot's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And they finally do.
Yeah, they finally land on it. Or there's somebody said, you know what, let's spot the ball and let's get this thing going. So
I don't think that's what they're thinking right now. These refs want to make sure it's right. I mean, you're doing your job correctly. You're making sure every facet of what you're doing is right. And they're doing that. Got to appreciate the guys in white and black that have to come out and deal with a lot of fan chirps every day. They hear the most out of anybody.
And now they're going to go over and, I guess, review this last play. The only thing I could think they're reviewing for here, Parker, is the spot, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all you can review. So with these things, it's a spot foul. So it is a foul that you assess at the spot of where the foul occurred. And we'll see it here, where the spot foul occurred, maybe just out of the edge of the screen. And it looks like that's about
somewhere
we're basing
between
it where the
40 and
helmet
50. Oh, yeah, right there.
If we're basing it on where the helmet fell, then they're going to have to move forward a little bit.
Right.
Because that's like a 25-yard penalty.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, so they're just going to finalize where the spot would be, because that's how spot fouls work. It's a penalty from where you committed the foul, not where the play ended with the ball in the hand.
Yeah, because it looks like they were blocking somewhere between the 40 and the 45, or maybe even the 35-40, and the helmet was laying somewhere right next to the logo close to midfield.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, that helmet was laying on the other side of midfield. That's the big question about it, is where exactly did that helmet come off, and when exactly did he start playing after it came off?
So as they continue to, as the officials continue to review the play, and now we'll get a look at it here at a different angle, and it looks like, Wright is actually in Trailblazer territory where the helmet comes off.
Yeah.
So, somewhere around the 40-yard line. So
they're still going to talk about it and think about it, and use their brain power to find out whether this penalty is assessed in the right spot or not. But this is a long review for something like this, Patrick.
Yeah, great job by our camera crew here and our production crew bringing us that angle. And let's see what we get here from the referee. All right, so it's a first down.
So they're just going to confirm the spot. I don't think there was anything they could really do to change the spot of the foul at the original play call. Well, they're just going to keep playing here.
Yep, so first down.
And now they're switching sides of the field.
Wow.
We're going to figure it out someday,
guys. Absolutely. Here we go. Last home game. Like you said, man, they want to do it right. Absolutely.
Why not? Why not? Finish strong.
Yep. First and 10 now for the Wolves at their 22. Fitzgerald now will hand this to the running back. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken,
that's Naeem Odenei right there.
Yep. Naeem Odenei. Yep.
Another freshman.
Yep.
They're working those freshmen in, and they're impressing here so far.
Westlake, Georgia. Or played at Westlake, I should say, Westlake High School in Atlanta.
There's a ton of talent out of that Atlanta area, Patrick. I mean, looking at all the Georgia-raised players on this field for West Georgia, and now a timeout on the field as we hit that 2-minute timeout.
Yep, so we are at the 2-minute timeout, and it's been all Wolves here this afternoon from University Stadium. Welcome back here to University Stadium, Rayland Field, on the campus of the University of West Georgia. Out of the 2-minute timeout, and the Wolves in control, 23-0. As we start the last 2 minutes of the 2025 season for the West Georgia Wolves football team, as it looks like the Wolves will finish 8-3, Parker, and it's been a tremendous year for Joel Taylor and his program in year 2.
Yeah, even with those 3 losses, it was a step up, and a big step up at that. Maybe skipped a few steps. Usually you'd see a rebuild where they try to set the foundations, and it might take a couple years to find your mark, but Joel Taylor, he found his mark this year. An 8-win season, that's not something to hang your head about after last year.
Fitzgerald now on second down. He'll throw it, and the pass is complete, and that will be a first down. Nice play there. Nice catch there by the tight end Aiden Sifa once again, the freshman out of Valdosta, Georgia, with the catch and the first down.
Yeah, rangy 6'5" tight end right there. Another guy they want to invest in. Maybe he'll grow a couple inches before his senior year. But, man, this tight end group is deep for West Georgia, and they've got guys behind them just waiting.
And for Wolf fans that might be watching here locally in Carrollton, I see Bryce Hicks on the football field. He's in the slot, Good to see that young man on the football field.
Yeah, he's dealt with a lot in his career, injuries and all whatnot, but coming back and let's see if he can get the ball in his hands here. But there's a couple local guys playing this game, including a senior, Robert Johnson, on that defensive line, one of the guys they love so much. Rob Johnson stayed true to Coach Taylor. He went to Mercer with Coach Taylor and then came back to his hometown with Coach Taylor.
Second down now. Inside a minute left to go here in this contest. And on the ground again, as I believe that's Odenai once again running the football.
And now it should just be, I was going to say a kneel away, but that clock is close.
Yeah, super close. Yeah, like almost synchronized together. So they're going to have to run at least one more play here.
And it is third down, so they got to play to burn.
Yep. Fitzgerald. And we'll see if they snap it. I mean,
new quarterback, actually. It's Isaiah Nathaniel.
Oh, yes. Pardon me, Isaiah Nathaniel. He'll have an opportunity to take a snap and does. And not sure if he got the first down, but it's not going to matter as that's the final score here this afternoon. The Wolves win 23-0 and finish the season at 8-3.
What a season it's been, Patrick. I mean, just absolutely incredible. But we're going to take a look a little bit here at what we saw in that drive, that last scoring drive for West Georgia, or excuse me, the second scoring drive for West Georgia. Just absolute tempo. I don't think I've seen a more perfect drive run by this offense all year, but man, that was incredible to watch that drive. Courtesy of UWG Productions student-led broadcasts we produce here at the University of West Georgia, bringing you the drive of the game that was just absolutely perfect.
Yes, and it was wonderful as Kiari McClure was huge on that drive, and then catch after catch. Jordan Dees there with that catch, and then the icing on the cake, the double pass. Bryce Dickerson finds Latrell Morrell for the touchdown, and it was just a great afternoon of football for the Wolves.
Yeah, that drive went 11 plays, 89 yards in just 5 minutes. Impressive.
So there you see the players.
Looks like they iced Coach
shaking
Taylor.
hands. Yeah, ice Coach Taylor. And just super afternoon, super season here in Carrollton as the Wolves will finish 8-3. And Parker, it's been an absolute joy being on the call with you this season here on ESPN Plus with UWG Productions.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's special to be able to call games like this, especially in an atmosphere like this in Carrollton, and they continue that. And they continue that turnover streak in the next season.
Absolutely. Also want to say thanks to our great production crew here at UWG Productions. So, for Parker Gore and our entire crew, I am Patrick Edson saying so long from Carrollton, where the final score is the Wolves 23 and the Utah Tech Trailblazers 0. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.